uh, the inn, but we're going to look for the shopping that Borgov and Doras need to do on the way.
Okay. Well, indeed, y'all will pass through the section of town you've gone through many times before that has the shopping in it. And yeah,
Okay.
at this point you can make most of the purchases in shops. If you want a Vader backpack, you're going to have to do that one in session.
Do I find a backpack merchant?
Uh,
What is happening?
There's an adventuring supply store with some basic shit. There's some backpacks there, but they don't look to be of very high quality. It's a backpack, you know? It's leather, you store your shit in it, keeps it dry if it rains.
That look higher quality than what he already has.
It's the
hell's
same
the
quality
backpack?
as yours, Borgov.
Are there any others? Any other shops?
How long are you gonna up shops, or other backpack shops specifically?
Surely there are other competitors.
Well, funny enough, Borgov, it would seem in this town that one stall is... No, there's plenty of other people offering similar things. They are all more or less that same quality. Some are a little bit better, some are a little bit worse, some look partially used, one probably has some troll brain on it that you might want to scoop off if you're gonna buy it, but it's a leather backpack, my dude. Like, what exactly is it that you're looking for? You want furs lining the inside of it? You want bells and whistles? Like,
Dwarves admire fine craftsmanship.
Alright, you're looking for one of the highest craftsmanship. Let's see what you got. Alright, congratulations, Vader. You've pressed the button enough times that the DM has spewed out that there's one guy offering a fine leather backpack for 5 gold pieces. Same carrying capacity and same rough construction, same saving throws on all the tables, but it's fine. Good craftsmanship.
Slightly nicer than the rest.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes?
Would you mind if I trade in 2 other backpacks in trade for this?
Let me see the other 2 backpacks. And I'm assuming at this point, Borgov, you're like taking your stuff out of yours and putting it to the side, and the stuff out of the other one. And he's gonna point to the other one and ask if that's stained with blood. And Borgov, it's stained with blood. Because this was taken off of the back of someone who, the last thing through his head was a longsword.
Perhaps it is, but still low quality leather, no?
It's stained with blood. If I try and sell this, the guard is gonna come and lock me in the jail. You're not serious, right? Is this a joke?
If you're not taking it, fine. Yeah, how much will this one backpack get me?
I'll buy it I'll buy it off you for 1 gold.
Going for a smoke.
By the way,
And he will hand over 4 other gold to match his price that he's offering.
Alright, you get 1 fine leather backpack. Yes, golden.
while he's doing all this, can Umbra try and pray?
Are you preying on the wagon, or like what's the story?
Wagon. She'll get into the back of the wagon, kind of, and pray for a bit.
Alright, what is your wisdom again?
17, I believe. Yes.
17.
No, 16. Okay, never mind. It's worse than I thought.
16. Well, Umbra, you try and pray, but there is like a lot of noise in the background and shit. And you know, maybe it's because just yesterday your friend Akromede was actually killed in front of you and stuff, and you're a little jittery from that. But yeah, that prayer isn't coming right now. You just can't concentrate. It's too noisy. Right, Borgov, you RP buying anything else? Otherwise, standard prices for everything.
Nothing else. Well, he is buying other things, but nothing that require roleplay.
Okay. So, party, you'll do your shopping, standard prices. And at this point, I'm going to hazard a guess that y'all aren't doing anything special. If Grills wanted to do something special, I'll give him a slight yank on time to buy his stuff because he's out on a smoke break, and I'm kind of talking to wait for him to come back. Oh, do I hear him now? Oh?
He will buy a few cloth pouches. Some of the big ones.
The large pouch
And-
for a belt?
No, not the belt. A sack, I think it's the word.
Sack, large, 16 copper pieces.
Yeah. He's gonna have like one stored in his bag and have one outside that he fills with the iron rations from the other bag.
Okay. Go ahead and mark off the coins for it. Otherwise, yeah, Crowmita, if he was here, would tell me anything special he wanted to buy, so I'll grant him that when he comes back. At this point, I'm having you all head back unless you all want to go someplace else. Alright, no comments means that y'all are heading back. Let's see if you get an encounter. Wouldn't it be hysterical, though, if someone just stole the backpack right off Borgov after he fought to get it? Okay. Well, party, you all will arrive at the, Okay, duly noted, Dom. Standard prices. Party, you all will arrive at the Drunken Fighter. Scorpius I have just kind of lounging outside with Jazeel, who is at this point finished up his pig and is just lounging outside with Scorpius. I was really hoping by now Grills would be back, but oh well.
Really? Someone's gonna try to steal something off of the wagon of a crow maid.
Stupider people
Alright,
have tried.
That is not his wagon. Don't you dare say it's his wagon. It is my fucking wagon. You can fuck right on off.
Actually, there was a time that people tried
You're
to
gonna be
steal from
walking
us.
now.
Well, excuse you. First of all, that wasn't even in character, and second, I had no idea.
Guys.
Nor
keep your
was
ass
I
to the wagon.
replying in character. This is out of character.
In that case, Aiden, I'm going to ask you to please play nice out of character. In character, okay, you're role-playing, but out of character, it can be nicer.
You're a nerd, Double M.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. We're playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons. We're nerds. Get over it, Junior.
Nerd?
Where was I?
There was a time that we were on horses and people tried to steal from us.
Yeah. My god, carrying a small
I'll be
black
back
unassuming
shortly.
box.
I gotta help Mom with something. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, no. People in this city are stupid.
Your mother.
No, your mother. My god.
Yeah, she was kind of stupid.
You know, I was gonna regret that, and I was like, wait, hold on, your mom actually was kind of a bit. But you know what? I don't know the details. I shouldn't judge.
Kind of a bitch. She kicked me out of the house because I forgot to say hi one day.
Okay, no, she's a bitch. I can now judge. Thank you for the context. Love you, Junior.
I love your mother.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Junior,
no,
ladies and gentlemen.
That voice. That's not a voice changing software. That's
Oh,
the thing
hey. I have Ron Weasley 1 in chat, and nope, he left.
Good. The filthy blood trader's gone.
Hi, can I please join the campaign? And then he left. Wow, that's like when someone joins Continuum and like, hey, join my server, leaves. Alright,
Okay.
Can I be
Bob,
an admin?
Felicia.
No one responds.
All right. So anyhow, there was a cat in the backyard, and Mama had me run it off.
Ah,
And I
damn
think
it,
it ate
I'll
our
have to send another
Robin.
one later.
Okay.
The Crow Maid,
Oh,
if you
good.
wanted to buy
We do
anything
have
at the market, standard prices.
No, I'm good. As soon as they're done shopping, we're gonna head back to the inn.
Alright, that's where I had you all head. You all have arrived there. What is the party doing at this time?
All right. Look for Scorpius.
Scorpius is chilling out over by Jazeel.
All right. Scorpius, you ready?
Mm,
Anything else you need from town before we head out?
mm.
All right. Then I will get on Jazeel and mount it up, and we will head out, Dungeon Master.
Okie dokie.
And I will get on the buckboard next to Umbra.
Alright. Dora's and Borgov.
Mind if I sit in the back?
Well, the back is kind of full of stuff. There's like kind of enough room you can squeeze a dwarf in there, especially now that the high priest with his high chair is gone. But, yeah, it'll be a cramped ride.
Whenever you say that, I think of either a step stool or just a really small seat with really long legs.
Think a
Okay.
high chair that a kid uses.
I know, but I just think of like a really like skinny wooden chair that's just really tall for no reason.
If you must know,
Be
The
like,
bar
to
stool?
try and be like, I height. Not a bar stool, like a normal chair. Just the legs are really high.
for the proportions and personality, I reference you to Dr. Psycho as of the Harley Quinn show. And keep in mind, that's a proportional adult's head. The body is tiny.
Jesus.
That was the inspiration, and I kind of rolled with it, and I thought it was funny.
No,
He'll be
it's
back.
great.
Okay, so.
I'm sure we'll see him again when we get back.
You're probably gonna pass him. He has 20 legs. So, party, I'm gonna have you all at this point. You all are headed out. Let me go get this thing open, and let's zoom on in. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, there's Renvera. Alright, so, party, you all will travel through town without encounter. As you leave town, you can, of course, adjust your speed to be better because you're not fighting through traffic, essentially. How fast is the party going?
We're going to go with 2.5 miles an hour since that seems to be our normal road speed.
Okay, 2.5 miles per hour. Which is one of those, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I do that wrong? Give me a second. Uno, dos. No, just do it normal. Genius. Give me just a second. I'm going to need to actually do a bit of measuring here just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, so first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, party. Well, hours shall pass as you travel through the road towards the northwest. Yeah, it is west. I accidentally fucked with the zoom. Give me a second. Okay, that's back. Anyway, party, you all do not have any encounters that you are aware of. And you all will reach that point with the E sign.
Okay. Then, yeah, we will turn and go that way.
Okay, and again, you're off-roading at this point. How fast are you moving?
2 miles an hour.
Alright, 2 miles an hour. Towards Mead's Keep, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's lunchtime as you all hit the E, by the way. Are you stopping to eat for lunch or eating on the way?
I'm going to leave that up to the people in the wagon.
Eat
Go
while
ahead.
driving.
Alright, eat while driving. Wow. That is the highest collection of bullshit I've ever seen. Huh. Wow. Amazingly enough, party. I feel so mad now. You'll eat without encounter. Other than maybe encountering a tummy ache from eating while bumpy road, but it's not a bumpy road, it's a desert. Regardless, a few more hours later, and a few more after that, and you all will reach Akrora Mead's Keep. Vader, check images for a rough layout of it. At the way top, Mead's Keep.
Wait, but what does it look like on the outside?
Crumbling stone hovel, essentially.
It's also kind of still a mess because it's not fully built.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, which is the front that where are we coming up from?
The front faces
At the
north,
top.
so you all are actually, because it's on top of a cliff that's only like 20 to 30 feet tall or so. So you all are kind of looping around to go to the front, because you all are approaching from the south. Regardless, yeah, no. It's nothing special to speak of. It's a stone hovel with some reinforcements here and there.
What's a stone hovel?
What's a stone hovel? Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah.
It's a small stone building, one story, there is a roof, and there are stairs leading up to the roof. But if you look at the size of it, it's what, a couple 100 feet wide, a couple hundred, like 80 feet long.
I'm sorry, each square is a yard, so that's fucking huge.
Yes, I suppose it's not a hovel, but in terms of castles, it's nothing special.
Wait, what is the blue square?
The blue square is the well.
Blue square color.
It's the well.
Oh yeah. Ah, yeah, we do have that.
You're lucky you do, otherwise you'd probably have to abandon the place. Oh, I know, y'all could raid Oasis. Like every other would-be bandit in the area.
But this time we actually keep it.
Best I could do. There's really no dimensions here.
It seems roughly the size of it, yeah. Not quite as tall, obviously. This thing has a second floor, Chronicles does not. Not yet, at
To be
least.
fair, right? Oasis seems like the place where people are just, yeah, I'm taking over now. And it just seems normal. It's an average Tuesday. People are coming in, taking over the place. Okay. New leaders.
I actually don't know if that has a second level. It's just the walls.
Hard to say. Regardless, good picture, Aiden. Okay, so party, you all will make it to the keep. Chronicles Kassan will, see you, of course. She is keeping an eye out, and she's like, okay, he said he was going home tomorrow, and he's leaving that city, and she's running off of a gut feeling. She does happen to catch you all as she is looking out the windows and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, as you all head in, she will, embrace you warmly and so on and so forth. We've covered this ground.
Yeah. Okay.
What does Kassan look like?
Well, Kassan, let me get her sheet here. She's 5'7", about 115 to 120 pounds, about 17, 18 years old. She's got a comeliness of 14. She's pretty enough, but she's half orc. She's
Hold on,
wearing.
how old is the Chronicles?
Well-
You don't know.
Yeah, I have this now.
Well, he also wouldn't know what Kassan's age was. But now that you've told me, I'm curious what the age difference is.
Let me see.
I didn't even hear what he said.
I didn't even know he said her age.
17.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
context,
nice.
17!
Kassan
Yeah.
is, mature for a half-orc woman, and a Chronicles is, not mature, she's, an adult at this point, and a Chronicles is reaching middle age.
Yeah. Ikrormead is a cradle robber, okay? He looks to be in his mid-40s.
Hey, you know what?
He's old enough to be her father. That's not that's more than oh my god.
Okay, to be fair, we have Umbra and Scorpius, okay?
Yeah,
Not like it was
Scorpius
very
have
uncommon.
no fucking place to talk here. Scorpius,
yeah, we
Umbra is
have nowhere
literally
to
5
talk.
times older than you.
I am quite literally 600 years
And I'm
old.
twice
You are...
his age.
Wait, how old is Scorpius again? Because I know Umbra's like 650.
182.
See, the pertinent question...
I'm 622.
The pertinent question isn't how old are you now, it's how old are you gonna live to be?
I'm gonna be able to see your great grandkids grow up.
Regardless, party, you reach Chronicles Keep, and I assume at this point y'all are hitching up, going inside, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully-
Chronicles, message me what you're giving to Kassan, because I know that's on the to-do list.
Okay.
And I will update her listing with me. And then after session, I'm probably gonna have to calc her into a first level fighter magic user. So, Party, what are the rest of y'all doing at this point?
Unloading the wagon,
Okay.
Do that.
taking care of the camels, my dog, if it's there or not. Still waiting to be that determined.
Oh no, that guy fucked off.
Okay. Also checking around for cats.
Huh.
Yes, the cats.
Now that you've
Well,
mentioned that, Scorpius, you could have sworn you saw a cat's head poking out over a dune, but as you look closer, it isn't there. You're not sure if it's a mirage or if you're going insane or if it actually is there. What would you like to do?
Just ignore it.
Okay.
Borgov would like to find one of his company and find out where he ought to be going in this keep.
Well, there's only 2 rooms, both occupied.
You can go
Well,
chill with
let me
Dora.
look at the. Where the hell is that?
Images,
isn't-
top of the thing. I mean, technically, you could camp in one of the towers, or there's actually 3 rooms at the southern end of the place. One of them
Yeah.
kind of doesn't have a section of wall, though.
You could sleep with Dora's.
Yeah, Dora's is just camped out in the middle room.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all should probably take the southern room in the middle.
That reminds me of the hole in the wall. I need to go set up those traps.
Okay.
I shouldn't say traps, protections.
Alright, since we're here, Scorpius is going to try something, Dungeon Master.
Okay, message me what you're trying. Umbra, are you going to set up those traps now?
I'm gonna help with bringing everything in, and then I'm gonna pray for her.
Okay, so not yet.
Wow. Yeah, not yet.
Okay, because I got some lumber and 100 pounds of coal, and I forget what else. But yeah, we'll get all that stuff moved in.
Well, Kasam will offer up Smasher to, help carry some stuff, because he's strong. The golem and all.
Nah, just keep him ready.
Right, she nods and, You
Oh,
notice,
I need
yeah,
to double
she's
check
carrying that
this stuff.
staff, and she will say she saw some giant lizard-looking thing, just one of them. So she waited to see if it would go away. It came closer, so she sent it away with a fireball. She's pretty sure it crawled into a hole and died.
Okay, good. Okay.
27. Where is this thing?
Well, once
I'm getting that.
helping unloading, Borgov would like to find some sort of courtyard or I guess anywhere, and train
Well, we
with a.
came.
And Dungeon Master, make sure everybody's water skins are topped off.
Okay. Dorez, you're helping out with the moving effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing after that?
He was told. I'm assuming he was told to go to one of the southern rooms, so he's gonna move, his stuff into there.
Alright. Okay, let me double check the hit dice on this monster, and... Dorez, give me a perception check. You're at a pretty big bonus here.
Okay. What's my perception for Doris?
Now just roll me a d20, man. You fail on a 20, basically.
Jesus Christ.
Question: the hole in the wall.
Are you checking
How
that out
much
at this
of a-
time, Umbra?
I'll wait on that.
Okay. Dorez, something is grabbing you. Options.
Ugh.
I swear, if it's Critter,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's going to
Seven.
call out to the rest of the people while getting away from the thing that's trying to grab me.
Okay. Dora's dice evasion and party perception checks as Dora's will call out that something is... molesting is the wrong word here, so Dora's, I'm going to let you say it.
What would be the best word for that, actually? Huh.
the dwarf is unaware.
Umbra's aware.
I rolled
So-
4, so I made it by 9.
Yeah, Coromid, you're good. Kassan hears it. Smasher would need the command word.
It's a It's a D6 for evasion for a thief, correct?
D6 plus 2.
+2, bet.
Okay.
That's 4. So that knocks my
Okay.
AC down to a 1.
Well, Dora, as you start to evade away from whatever invisible thing just grabbed at you, and at this point, party, what are you doing?
Running to investigate.
Okay, you will run to investigate. Umbra, you passed your perception check. What are you doing?
I'm going out and see what's going on.
Well,
Or if
Dora's
I'm already out there, pulling out my weapon and seeing what's going on.
going where?
If I'm already out there, I don't know where I am exactly right now.
The
but
screaming
if I'm
came
out
from
there-
inside the keep. Well, I say
Oh,
screaming.
okay. I will. Yeah, I'll just head towards it. I'll pull out a dagger.
Pulling out a dagger, a Chromide, heading towards it. Okay, Doras, you'll start to evade away and head up to... Well, Doras, where are you evading to on this map? North to get out of the room?
Yes.
Okay,
If
well,
I
you'll
can. Unless
start
that's
to-
the way when I'm getting grappled.
Well, you'll run out there, and as you run on past, a Chromide's coming up, and Umbra isn't far behind. And Chromide, the room appears... Actually, that's right, you get a dice roll. The room appears empty of Chromide. What are you doing?
Stop and look. And it wasn't Critter, was it?
You will establish the mental link with Critter. He is currently snoozing on the roof.
Okay, leave him be then. All right. Looking very, watching carefully, listening, hear noise.
Okay. I believe... What's your percent on that again?
My percentage on hear noise is 20.
Okay. Give me just a second here. Well, you don't hear any noise at Chromid.
All right. Is there any gravel or sand or debris that I could scoop up a handful easily?
Let's see, this kind of keep.
While he's doing
I
that.
want to say there should be some debris, given the state of the keep. Especially because this isn't a room you actively use, so yeah, there's some.
But wouldn't Kathan keep a clean house?
I mean, her section's clean, yeah. I don't have her
Alright.
written down as a busybody that's going to be cleaning up a section that's just going to get dirty again just yet.
Right.
Like me.
And I want to sling that handful of stuff. See if it bounces off of anything.
Alright. Well, you will start to sling it, and... Oh, yeah. Akromid, it impacts against something invisible that is moving towards you. What are you doing?
Rope.
Okay, Scorpius, you are roped.
Why would I be going to him?
He's by the door. You're going back to your room.
So he came out of my room.
Let's look at the map here for a second. Images.
His
You
room
all.
left, my room right.
No, you're in the northeast room. That's where you and Umber were set up. Remember, you complained about the closet space over there? So you're in the south room at this point. You know, below
Hold
the
on,
well
let me
room.
pull up the picture.
Here.
Might help if I go on that Discord. Images. Okay, now say that again.
Okay, so you're in the room that's south of the well room. Because that's where Doris was.
No,
That's where Doris was.
Doris is not in our room. We went for the one on the right there, where it says the tower is complete, just run out of rooms.
So you said you went to go find Doris. I asked Doris where he was. He said he was in that room down there south, because that's where Chromid suggested you all set up at. So you found him there, attempted to pick his pocket, fumbled horribly enough that it was like you grabbed at him, because he shifted in just the right way as you did it. And at that point, Akromid, who I had closer to Kassan's area, came on out. Umbra came on out from over there. Doris ran north. Akromid was south. By the way, Umbra, you'll see the rope coil around something invisible. And yeah, to get to your room, which is what you said you were doing, you'd have to go past Akromid. Hence, when he flung the gravel, he would have seen an invisible thingy much closer.
Even though I said I invade heading back to my room, I don't even get to dice my evasion.
In this case, the pellets are small enough that, yeah, you didn't see the attack method, so you had no real means of evading against it.
So me being in front of him does not see him pick up shit and throw it at me.
You're not sure. Dice that evasion.
No, fuck it. Just go.
Okay. So, Scorpius, you are roped. Chromie, you have roped an invisible thing.
Okay.
It appears man-sized. What are you doing at this time?
I've roped a man-sized invisible thing. Okay, looking carefully to see if I spot any more.
Okay. Well, Chromie, you don't spot any more that you can tell. Umbra, you're in the room at this point. Kassan is kind of looking over, but she's hanging way back in the other room.
Seeing as what I know my ring can do, I whisper the command word because no one else can hear it.
Okay. Chromie, Scorpius bips back into existence, being wrapped up in your rope.
Ah! Okay. That makes sense then. Recall the rope.
Alright, rope recalled.
Well, I'm just glad I didn't shoot the crossbow now. Okay.
Alright, Scorpius, at this point, are you going back to your room?
I'm standing up, whispering the command word.
Okay. Well, the Chromate Scorpius whispers something and turns invisible again. Up.
Okay.
Dora says something from the other room.
No, I'm invisible, so you can't hear what I'm about to say, so I'm not even going to bother responding.
Alright. I should point out, Acromede, Scorpius was in chainmail.
Okay.
Okay. Party, what are y'all doing at this time? This encounter has taken this much time.
Okay, I'm going to walk with Umbra to wherever Umbra came from, since I imagine Umbra is going back to what she was doing. And I'm going to inquire about, can you cast the spell magic?
Yes, it'll take me a good bit though. Actually, wait. I think I can actually do it now. I can.
Okay.
Why do you need it?
I want to make sure that this book doesn't have any traps enchanted onto it, or at least give it a shot.
Alright then. Put it down and all. Obviously, step away from it.
All right, let's take it outside.
Well,
That would be smart.
Double M, if you, or DM, I suppose, if you didn't notice, I put my action for the round in.
Train with a dagger he bought. Okay, what are you training with exactly? You're just drawing it, sheathing it? Are you attacking something with it? You don't really have a sparring buddy at this time, and I mean, you could try asking Kassan. I'm sure that can't go badly in any way.
Yeah.
You don't need a dummy to practice stabbing.
Alright, fair enough.
You can
You'll
stab.
practice stabbing. Okay. The base chance is 50% for every level of experience above the creature whose magic is to be dispelled. It increases 5%. And if they're
I'm a 6th level cleric.
reduced by 2%. Okay.
And making sure I'm clear of the dispel magic as well.
Duly noted.
I'm going to be fully focusing it all on the book.
Okay, so
If I
Doras.
believe that's how that works, right?
And this was the captured spellbook that belongs
Right.
to Scorpius.
Yes, that guy. So, Scorpia, Umbra, and Acromid, I will deal with you momentarily. Scorpius. Okay. Doras, you will start to practice, and then you will feel something touch you again, similar as before, although not as grabby. What are you doing?
Obviously, my keep is haunted with spookables.
Also, if I was in this position, if I felt something grab me invisibly, I'd just kick.
Vader. Bad. We don't see
By the way,
just courses of
Double M,
action.
did you ever point out to them that this what the hell do
Room.
we call this place? No, place.
Keep.
Forgetting words now. Keep. Did you ever point out the keep doesn't seem to be pushing away miasma?
Yeah, no, there is no magic crystal here, by the way, guys. I should also point out Kassan appears to be able to wade through the miasma like no one's business.
Okay.
Borgov Dores. Borgov. You will have heard the legends of the legendary Mistwalker. You did not realize she was a half-orc housewife. Well, apparently she has a son, too. Tusks, but, Okay, back to Dores. What are you doing? You did not see Scorpius was the invisible thing. You ran to the other room. Remember? You evaded away.
Okay, while y'all figure that out, I need to go check something real quick. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Also, Double M, I believe, I remember Grill was telling me this, you can specifically cast the Dispel Magic onto a specific item, have it work better.
Let's
Or
check
it
the
does.
range. Area of effect is a
The-
3/10 of yards cube.
The only reason why I say that is because I know he said that you can cast it onto a specific, like a magic sword, and have it be disabled for a while. You can cast it on specific items, have it be more potent, I believe. Maybe not more potent. I don't know how that works exactly. You'd have to ask him.
It's focused on the item instead of just a rod area effect at that point.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to be doing onto the book. Focusing it straight on the book and nothing else.
Alright, that makes more or less sense. Doris, I'm still waiting on you. I need to know whether or
I
not you're
don't
doing
know.
anything before the vampire sucks out your blood.
I don't know the
Okay,
logistics of it.
Doris, what level are you in Fighter and Thief? Alright, let me check up. So, Vampires, Monster Manual 1, drains 2 energy levels per attack. You are multi-class, so that will be 1 level from each. Oh wait, I have you written down here. Don't metagame, guys. Come on. Doris, yeah, you'll leave the room. Alright. Again, Doris, don't metagame. Now,
How is he metagaming?
because you don't know if it's a vampire or not, and you're really gonna let something invisible poke at you without, like, hey, it's me?
I mean, to be fair, there was no real ruckus from us. He does know that.
Doris, I was attempting to illustrate to you why you don't want to metagame. Here's the thing, when something invisible pokes at you, yeah, it could be a party member, or it could be a vampire who drains 2 life energy levels, that's 2 full levels of XP from a class, on a successful hit.
I'm assuming he said something in private.
So please, no metagaming, guys. Next time, I actually will materialize a vampire on the spot. Now, moving forward, Scorpius, are you going to continue with the what you're doing, or are you doing something
Yeah.
different at this time? Yep.
Kind of doing that.
Okay, let's move on to Umbra and Acromid. Grills, I assume this is a dice roll I would do secretly for the proper dispelment.
I would think so.
Okay, so that
So-
result adjusted downwards if it's a higher level thing by X% per level. And there's that many level differences. check to make
Let's go,
sure.
girls. Was I right to say that if you focus it straight on an item itself, it's stronger, or at least it works better?
No, it's still going to be the same effect, whether you pinpoint focus it or just area of effect it.
I remember you saying something about magic weapons being different.
Yeah,
Magical weapons will deactivate, but the enchantment won't be dispelled. It just you flipped an off switch.
But you have to focus it on the weapon instead. Okay. that
Funny
kinda makes
enough,
sense.
according to the description, a dispel magic will not affect a specialty, especially enchanted item as a scroll, ring, blah 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 blah. So I don't actually think it functions as an off switch for them, but I'll consider that.
Yep. Well, if you knock out an armor or a weapon, it's only dysfunctional for 1 round.
I'll consider allowing that. I might go by the book's ruling though. We'll see.
I believe it's somewhere.
Umbra-
I believe Girl said it was somewhere in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Umbra,
Instead of being in a place.
you do the thingy
Sorry.
with your voice and your fingers for 6 segments, which is 36 seconds, and you believe to have dispelled whatever magics were in that book.
I'm gonna leave a thumbs up to Cormid.
Okay. Thank you. Dungeon Master at this time. What time of day is it? Like mid-afternoon?
We are looking at, mid-afternoon, closer to evening at this point, actually.
Okay. I'm going to take the book and move far enough away that if it were ground zero for a fireball, nothing is going to get hurt.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... Umbra's still out there, right?
Yes.
You might want to hang around for a couple of minutes, Umbra, just in case.
She'll look
Yeah.
kind of worried and pull out her sword.
And with that, I'm going to stash my rope in my backpack. Take my backpack and my crossbow and put those over by Umbra, which I assume are out of the fireball range. And then I'm going to go back to the book and open it.
Okay. Going back to the book and opening it. Party, let me know if you're doing anything special with regards to that in terms of Umbra. Okay, you open the book.
And I will start to see what I see, what's on the first page.
Well, this is indeed a spell book. Are you reading like word by word or skimming?
I'm reading enough of it to get the gist of what kind of spell I'm looking at, then I'll move on to the next one. I figure this is enough that if there is explosive runes, I'll set it off.
Wow.
Hey, dumb
I'm
idea.
just keeping an eye out on things.
Yeah, huh?
But why doesn't anyone ever try to cut out page by page, and if it successfully doesn't blow up on them, they stash that away just in case?
Try it in session and find out.
Yeah, what Scorpia said. Alright, well, it would appear that this is a very neatly written spell book. Things are in neat handwriting, very organized bulleted points and such, if you will. It looks like there's more than one set of handwriting here. Like there's someone's messy scroll and then a neat slash through on a couple letters and an explanation below. And yeah, you've got the first spell listed, Read Magic, you believe.
Okay.
And the one right below that, Write. And there's more. Would you like me to just paste it? It's ordered by level. It really
Sure, that's fine.
professionally done this
That's
shit.
fine.
Boom.
So you just put it out there for everyone.
Well, I mean, it's for grills. If other people want to metagame with the knowledge, feel free. I got some fun
I mean,
vampires.
it's my book. I'm gonna know it later, but I figured you would have sent it to him.
Okay.
Ah,
Well, now that I know that the book is safe, I will pick it up, go back over there to Umbra. Thank you, Umbra. Put on my backpack, sling my crossbow, get my rope back out, as is my way, and take this book inside.
okie dokie. So that will take about that much time. Okay, Doris, you're going to be trying to do different things, and you're going to be hounded by some phantom that is Scorpius. Or so you think. Because at this point, okay, the first time it's that, second time it's... Okay, yeah. So, good luck with anything there, Doris. Borgov, you're training. Kasan is fixing up something to cook for dinner. And, yeah, she appreciates the coal, obviously, because now she can actually cook with that. Okay.
Remember, we'll offer to help with cooking.
Ventriloquism.
Well, you know, you helped earlier with some of Kasan's best work, so she'll be happy to let you. Crowmead, once you're inside, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm thinking at the moment. And with that, also, I need to use the bathroom, so I will be a few minutes. But Coromede will stash the book and pace while pondering what to do next, because we need to finish clearing the area, and we need to go, what was it, west, and yeah, so, yeah, back in a few.
Okay.
I wonder if I'm allowed to do this.
Well, Umbra, you're helping Kasan cooking, Akromede is pacing, Dorez is being haunted by the ghost of Scorpius, who is not dead, but still ghosting him. And Borgov is training. So Dorez, like, after the 5th time of you trying to do a thing, and, hey, you think... Actually, that's a good point, I should roll for that. Like, okay, after the 3rd time of it happening, are you doing anything?
Were you asking me or someone else?
Dorez.
He's typing.
Something keeps trying to
Okay.
pick his pocket, and he is indeed typing.
How does this work? I forget how these works. It's 5 squared. Yeah, I'm gonna mute.
Yeah, hey, Umbra, under your secondary skills, you can put 1st level cook if you'd like.
I will happily put that, actually.
At this point, you've completed initiation. You understand the difference between an herb and a spice.
Awesome.
Now, granted, Kasan is not a culinary master, but, you know, she tries.
Why does it keep changing? Why isn't it setting?
Okay. Dora's still waiting on you to do something, otherwise, my goodness.
This doesn't make any goddamn
Alright,
sense.
Doras, you know what? I'm gonna give you a perception check. Oh yeah, you make it. So, okay, you saw that it was Scorpius. And yeah, you realize that it's probably still him, or a vampire. You're not sure which. No, that's understandable, man. Apologies if I was a little harsh, but I've been noticing that sometimes we do some casual metagaming, and I want to try and put a cap in that. So, next time it will be vampires. Fair warning.
Okay, sorry about that.
Now you're good, man.
Tired. I am very tired right now.
You're a good, man. Just don't keep doing it.
Mainly due to me being sick, but George would probably take a kick at the thing, probably.
Alright, roll the hit.
I'm very tired.
Scorpius, this thing is kicking you. What are you doing?
Do I add my strength bonus, or is it just a
I mean,
d20?
he has to roll to hit.
Well, Scorpius, are you planning on doing anything as, you know, you see him lift back his foot to kick?
Evading.
Okay, dice your evasion.
21.
Now let's see. You are
Okay.
you already put it in out of character.
I
Five.
deleted it since you said don't metagame. Fourth,
But
third level
Doesn't he get a
fighter.
penalty for not knowing where I'm at, though?
No, he's penalized. Your armor class is improved.
Yeah.
Okay, Dora, as you kick out at the thing, and it's like for a second you swear you saw the air shimmer as this invisible thing indeed evaded you. Because, you weren't exactly sure where to aim that kick. What are you doing at this time, Doras? And Scorpius, what are you doing?
Going back to what I was doing. I mean,
You
he
can
gave
use
me
your words,
permission to
dude.
do this.
What is going to...
Oh my god, he did. Ha!
Hmm.
You are completely right, Aiden. He did. I forgot about that till now. That's hysterical.
I mean, I would go bug Umbra, but she's cooking, and I don't like my food being messed with. So
Umber will
After
find a
trying
demon
to-
blade to go cuddle with.
Demon blade to cuddle with.
Look, if that
After-
sword appeared before her right now, she would take it and use it. Not a single goddamn question asked.
Okay, listen.
See,
You don't
you're
gotta
not
call me out.
denying it.
You don't have to call me out, is all I'm saying. Okay?
Yahoo?
I
Alright,
wonder,
did not hear this time.
Sorry.
does Zekro ever flinch when he hears people say, or has it been long enough?
Oddly enough, Vader, the people of Denalia don't say too much because I control them, and I've kind of burnt that section of my brain from doing that ever again, so... It's not as common as you'd think. Unless I'm doing it deliberately. I considered doing it deliberately to, like, mess with Akromid the first couple sessions, but nah. So Dora's, Scorpius, I'm not sure what the two of you all are doing, but I know what Scorpius plans to do. I'm not sure how Dora's plans to respond to it. Crowmead, you're still pacing at this time. Borgov, you're still training. Umbra, you're still helping Kasan cook.
Scorpius could spar with him.
Borgov, you don't know that. Hell, you don't even know where Scorpius is right now.
I'm saying out of character that Scorpius could offer to spar with Borgov.
Alright, fair enough, my bad.
Though,
I'm not sure if I can do this the way I want to. Fuck. Dib, I'm gonna send you something, right? And I know measurements are weird
Send
sometimes.
it. And
Yeah.
party. I'm just having the time kind of tick by idly at this point until something happens. Oh, I suppose I should roll for some vampires, shouldn't I? I mean, encounters.
Once Umbra's done cooking and she's eaten and all that, she's gonna go to praying, and I will tell
Okay.
you the time in a minute because it'll be over an hour. I'll tell you that much now.
Wait, is dinner on?
Yep, Kasan is cooking. She appreciates the coal, and Umbra is helping her.
Okay. Then I will bring up the matter while the party is eating. Assume that we're all there.
Okay, advanced time. Umbra, you're finished cooking with Kasan. Borgov, there's a smell of food from inside. Scorpius and Dorez, I'm not entirely sure what the fuck the two of you have been doing. Food. Y'all going to eat?
Scorpius would have went back to Umbra and said the command word to become visible again. Sitting
Alright,
next to
Umbra.
her.
System shock roll is Scorpius bips into... I'm joking. Umbra, Scorpius bips back into existence with that fucking ring.
Borgov is going.
Okay, Borgov going inside to eat. Umbra. Kasan kind of gives a start too, and asks you to, like, cough or something first, please, before you do that to Scorpius.
Scorpius will nod his head at her request. Sorry.
No problem.
Rose is also going to go in to eat.
Yeah, Coromede, you'll get that from Critter from the roof as he's kind of scurrying down the ruined staircases to the eastmost tower.
Okay, send him to the kitchen. Scorpius,
Something.
there's a cat on the roof.
Left eyebrow twitch.
I think that might be your business.
He stands up, pulls out his daggers, and goes to check on this cat.
Okay, Scorpius. You're
While
going for the
invisible.
while invisible. Okay, you're saying the command word, popping into invisibility, and you're going up east tower or west tower.
Well, if I'm looking at it, it's going to be the right one that says finished.
Alright, the one on the right. Duly noted. Okay, so you're going up to do that. I have everyone else at this point going in to eat. Scorpius, you will go up, and there is a cat sunning itself in the thing.
It's not doing anything, just there.
Sunning, but I'm just... As you walk up, are you doing anything before I start to advance time? Ooh.
If I see it's just sunning, I'll put back my daggers and go back down.
As you look, its head perks up and swivels, and it looks right at you. And its ears go down. It bares its teeth and starts to hiss at you. And you'll notice it's getting bigger. It's not the size of a house cat anymore. It's maybe the size of a medium-sized
Pull out his
dog.
daggers. Attack, attack, attack.
Attack, attack, attack. Okay. Scorpius,
+2,
dice
+3.
initiative. Go ahead, Scorpius, dice initiative.
I know, give me a moment. I'm getting hit up by like 7 different people.
Alright, I sent you that double one.
Okay. I
You
want
can
to
make your
cast
ruling
it
on
two
it.
like this. I cast past. I'm not sure if the second line is going to be allowed since I don't remember if the glyph going past 50 yards or not. Just tell you. Well, remember, each of those is a yard, so, like, if the thing is,
Is
it's
that
not a
1
perfect
yard?
line, it would have to be a
Oh.
box.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm stupid. Ignore me.
Scorpius, you
read
have
that wrong.
tied initiative. So, simultaneous strikes. It rolls to hit, and you roll to hit. Okay, it misses. Roll to hit.
For some reason, I was thinking those were 10 yards.
You to hit
No.
it.
Alrighty. So,
Make my-
head up. Let me look here. I gotta pull up my sheet.
You are attacking as a
4,
7th
5.
level fighter, I think?
6.
6.
23.
Okay, Scorpius, this is the dagger, right?
This is the +3 dagger.
+3 dagger. Okay, that is a that. And 23 is sufficient to hit its armor class, dice, or damage.
10.
10. Okay. So you stab it for 10 points of damage, and it hisses at you and goes for its second attack. By the way, your invisibility is broken at this time.
That's fine. It didn't
Okay.
seem to matter because apparently this thing can see invisible.
No, it was still at a penalty to hit, and you were at a bonus to your armor class.
It probably smells you.
Smell you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that effective... Oh, wait, hold on. Monsters have a different attack matrix. What am I saying? What is your armor class when not invisible?
It's still 0.
Still 0. Okay, so I just need to look at this thing's thacko. Okay, it swings and its claws come dangerously close to your toes, and it misses. Do your... Well, actually, hold on. This would be your second attack at the same time.
Mm-hmm. 9.
9. To hit it, what do you need? Amazingly, that misses. It dodges out of the way and go for your third strike. Miss.
Alright, so my third strike now.
Mm-hmm. Third strike.
17.
Dice your damage. Alright. BTW, Aiden, I want to clarify something here
12.
about attacking with two hands. So we have a perfect case study here. 12 damage, duly noted. Okay, so it takes 12 damage, which brings it down to there. So, this round, or your next 2 attack rounds, the round after this, you'll be attacking with the +2 dagger twice and the +3 dagger once. You're alternating, essentially. On-hand, offhand, on-hand, on-hand, offhand, offhand, on-hand, offhand, offhand, on-hand, and repeat. Did that make sense?
No.
Alright, give me a second, I'll write it down then. Round 1.
Is that
Right.
somewhere in the DMG?
A, B, A. Round 2. I believe I saw that actually in running combat with multi-attackers. A, B. Round 3. B, A, B. Round 4. B.
Girls, is he correct on this? Because that just sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
That is an area that hasn't been strongly addressed. So,
'Cause, I mean, it seems simple, just attack left, attack right, attack left. If I was 3 attack. Well, in this case, it would be my right, left, right.
right, left,
And
or
the next
right.
one- Then it would be right, left for my 2 attack round.
See, I can understand you would want to favor your stronger weapon.
Well, no, it's just I'm a right-handed person.
Yeah, but your character's ambidextrous, right?
Yes, but I still favor my right side.
You know what? I'll think about this. For now, we'll go for the standard that we've been doing thus far. Okay, speaking of which, dice initiative, and let's get this one going.
By the way, girls, please
Yeah.
look in character.
Huh? In character?
Please look into in character.
Yeah, or you know that room has the hole in the
Okay, you
wall.
have initiative option.
Attack, attack.
Attack, attack.
Does anyone
Okay.
use that room at all, or can I trap
You
that
have
room?
initiative, but it's a 3 attacker.
That's fine.
Okay. So it goes for its first thing, and it actually manages to get you for 3 points of damage. But Stone Skin, I think, right?
No,
No, Stone Skin, alright. Take 3 points of damage.
that should put me at 38 or 39. Or 49. Jesus Christ, I can't do
So
math.
are the rest of us just eating?
Oh, I mean, are you doing anything at this time, Borgov? There's the sound of someone doing something up on the roof, and something is hissing, and it's kind of louder than you would have expected, too.
You will also hear Scorpius cursing at the storm, saying stupid cat, and a lot of definitely stuff you don't want to tell your mom.
Speaking of which,
Oh, look.
Scorpius, you may do your first attack for the round.
He'll
This
look
is my left or my
quizzaciously
right
at-
hand?
This is your other hand. You attacked with your on hand,
Okay.
now this is your off hand.
12.
There should be a Dorachromid. 12. Okay, that is
Okay.
sufficient to hit. Dice your damage.
That's 5, 6, 7. 10.
10. Okay. That is sufficient at this point. You stab it through the eye, and it dies.
I will pick it up and I will look down at Jazeel. Or is Jazeel down there? By any chance?
Zeal
I
is
think
down there
he-
at the moment. He was looking up and watching.
I will toss the cat down at him.
He licks his chops and goes to work.
Clean my blades, sheath them, and then walk back down. And bandage my wound.
Okay, bandage your wounds, get 1 hit point restored.
I reckon that thing only has about 6 lives left now.
uh,
What was that?
Right, we'll just shrug.
Alright, party at this point, y'all are eating. Unless you all wish to say otherwise, in which case, let me know.
let's just chatter while we eat. And once Scorpius has joined us, I will put out to the party that we have the spell book, and it has a few spells I'd like to learn, but this could be time consumptive. Now we still need to we need to pacify the area around the keep, and we need to see what lies to the west on the road. I know some of you have been practicing your various skill sets, and I haven't decided which way I want to go with this, but I think we really should pacify the area, and then work on these other things. I didn't know if a lot of you would want to investigate to the west without me. I have not figured out how much time I estimate my studies will take.
Borga of will shrug and say, wherever you need it Borga of his blade he'll be.
Okay. Which brings to another point. Dungeon Master, I'm gonna, since I've given Kassan that scimitar, and I've let her know it's stronger than that old longsword of mine that she's kept around, that she should switch that out. Besides that, this guy's got nothing magic, and I was gonna loan it to him.
Alright, well, she will swap it out, and yeah, she looks quite striking
Okay.
with the scimitar and blah blah blah.
Well, she's got the staff, the scimitar, a short sword, and the harp. So she's in pretty good shape.
Did you not give her the leather armor?
Oh,
Yeah, I
she
gave
has
her
the
that
new leather
too.
armor too. I mean, she had leather armor on before.
Yeah, but this is magic leather armor.
The
So-
other was just some slightly altered.
Anyhow, in that case, Borgov, you can borrow this long sword. It is magic.
Thank you.
Now, when you get something magic of your own, I want that back, of course.
Chromie,
Okay,
tell
I'll
Borgov
roll-
what type of thing it is. and-
Yeah. Yeah, it's a +2 sword. So, not the greatest, but you should be able to hit shit that you need a magic weapon for at least now. So, companions, what say you on these proposed courses of action?
I'm fine with waiting here because I need to get my stuff repaired as well. That'll be about 5 days, I think, now.
That plus you still have some coins to make
That
into
too.
lights, if you
And
would.
now I need to trap up the house with the glyphs. So that'll take me a little bit. I'm fine with some downtime.
Yeah, just make sure that, like, that back room with the hole in the wall, that we seal those rooms off. That way nobody runs afoul of your magics.
I'll
Aw.
obviously put
I was
everyone
gonna
will
have
know
Critter
the
poking it out.
Yeah.
obviously I'll tell everyone the glyphs word.
Well, again, that's fine, Umbra, but I have a familiar and an infant here.
That
And
too.
You could
That
tell
would be
them until
safe.
you're blue in the face, and I do not want either of them getting struck by your enchantments.
You're absolutely right. We should close off those rooms.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Umbra, did you cast that already?
Nope.
Okay. So, let me go look at what you sent me and figure out the times on that.
Wait.
Hell,
I haven't. I've deleted it because
Man, y'all keep
It
deleting
messed
shit on me and pulling the rug out because I look for it and it's not
Well,
there anymore.
I'm also changing it now because I realize now that I'm stupid and it wasn't 10 yards, it's 1 yard. So I have
Wait,
a
what
better way of doing
magic are you using?
it. Glyphs. They're nothing. It's nothing too special, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty good for securing things.
I mean, what do they do?
Depending on how I set them up, you can either explode or you can get zapped.
This
So don't touch them.
Just so it's touching them triggers.
If you go over them without saying the command word, it will activate it, and you will get either exploded or zapped. I'm going to set it to explosion, or fire, not really explosion.
Where specifically are these going?
These are going in the room, I believe, back there. Should point to it. There's a hole in the wall. I'm going to end up laying 2 glyphs there, so that anything that tries to break in through there gets fire. And that'll sure as hell deter them, at least for a little bit. I'll have to
Did
keep
you
an eye on that area.
know that this room had a hole in it? Why didn't we get some plaster or something from the city and bring it here to fix it up?
There's an entire wall missing in that room. I don't think a bit of plaster is going to fix that. Like the entire wall is not there. We still this keep, as Gormain said, is still to be built. So
Understood.
Set.
Hello.
Two more princesses I have to.
Gorgov is still rather new to venture in fighting. Where is he needed most?
we're not going to be going out yet. We're not going to be going out yet. We're going to be relaxing here for a bit. So just stick around the doors. We've had some problems over the past few nights, and she will put her hand on her leg. I suggest staying inside over the nights. Just watch the windows. If you're going on a watch, that is your time. We've had some creatures show up here. So, place
Don't
isn't
doubt
exactly
it.
the safest yet. We're working on it, but obviously it's not the safest yet, so I believe during night shifts, just stay inside, watch the window. Tell us if anything happens. If you see anything, come get people.
Okay. Well, Scorpius is AFK. So it sounds like the party's going to be chilling out at the keep for a bit while Ikrami does some studies and such. We could be looking at a bit of a time skip.
We might.
I'm down with that.
Okay. Because,
Y'all are going to
okay.
have to pause every now and again and make supply runs, though. Like,
yeah. Okay, so Kassan has a primer book. It's like, what's that one?
Magic
See,
101, how to do shit with your mind.
See Dick and Jane. See Dick and Jane play with the ball. That level of magic. But you got to start them somewhere.
Like doing the magical ABCs, or are you on?
Yeah, like the magical ABCs, and like
Because you told me about that. Like,
yeah,
you asked them to repeat it, and then
Yeah.
after saying them, they disappear from his mind because it's a word of power.
But then they have to keep trying and trying until they recognize it. And yeah, it takes them a little bit of time to memorize it. and that, you know, you have to do it for each alphabet basically until you can put that sentence together, and then boom. So she can do cantrips,
Mm-hmm.
but
I am back.
Welcome
nothing
back.
else yet. Welcome back, Lydia. So
Welcome
yeah, if I have, well, I'm getting this stuff done. So yeah, Lydia, that's what we were just explaining to Vader. Is like it's your ABC beginner book for magic.
How to do shit with your mind 101.
So Kassan has the primer book, and she can do some cantrips, but that's about it. But she can activate magic items with confidence. Okay. So while I'm getting spells copied and learned, you can be learning the primer book, and
If it's the same, probably.
it probably is. I don't think Double M's recreating the magic system. And when we head west and we find a city or a town, we can get you the magic powder, dust, whatever you want to call it. And since Kassan has a copy of my current spell book, yes, at a certain point we can get y'all into actual first level spells. And here's a good thing and a bad thing. I had a big chunk of those spells already, so a lot of them I don't need to copy. There's a couple like Yvard's Black Tentacles, Dispel Magic, etc., that I definitely want, and those are going to have to get copied. But, yeah. And here's another fun thing that I don't think I've seen happen in either Denalia or Kohal. As y'all know, there is a certain set of time it takes to learn or copy a spell, and that is modified by whether or not you are using read magic or write. But we've never had the instance of somebody with photographic memory going through this process on either world.
Yeah, we have.
Thought about it, and yeah, rifle.
Oh, did we reduce your time, rifle?
No.
Oof.
I was actually gonna roll, 1/5 of the necessary time, but
No, he didn't do that. He
Oof.
didn't acknowledge I had it.
That may have been a terrible oversight on my part. How many spells did you copy or pick up?
3.
3? Huh.
2 first levels, 1 second level.
Okay. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. When you were doing that, wasn't the rest of the party busy with other shit as well?
we mostly did a
Well,
time
we
skip.
intentionally was only going to do a 4-day one, and I was going to do 2 days worth of spell work and spend the last 2 with Aubrey, and the second level spell took up all 4 days.
Okay. Well, that may have been a massive oversight on my part. But if we did a time skip and it didn't cost y'all anything more than food, then I may just have to fix that when we're on Kohal next time.
We took about 13 days.
Okay. Well, in that case, oops.
So I was thinking, since the Golden, you should get those off successfully. What
Obviously
are they?
time.
Message me what they're set to do.
I will. And I will.
Now, Lydia, I do have some bad news for you. Stone Skin is a 4th level spell.
I know.
Okay.
I'm well aware.
Okay. Just making sure you know, because you're going to have to be 7th to cast that.
Now,
But
Scorpius.
damn it is so much worth it.
Oh yeah.
Ah, well then.
Exactly.
We can disregard me being a mage then.
Why?
I don't have the intelligence for 7th level.
No, 7th level. Your level.
Okay,
4th
there's a
level.
miscommunication. But never
4th
mind.
level spell. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your character's intel?
13.
Yeah, it should be suitable.
Oh, shit.
You can't do the highest levels of spells, but you should be able to do a 4th
I can
level.
do
Does that
6th
only
level.
applies to? Does that only applies to clerical spells where wisdom is a direct
Mm,
factor?
No, in this
Nope.
case, it's
Now
intelligence. is
for
a factor.
We do have
Yeah.
that, though.
become a magic user, it's 150.
It says it right on the intelligence table. 13 minimal intelligence for a ring. No, not one. 12th level minimal intelligence for the use of 6th level magic spells.
Okay, 12. 12 is minimum for 6,
Mhm.
14 for 7. And you've got a 13.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can get 1st through 6th, no problem. You'll just have to get high enough level to cast those spells. Okay.
By the way, yeah, this would at least make a popping sound. The fire glyph, I believe, makes at least it says explodes, but I'm sure it's not like a fireball explosion.
The what?
It's at least enough. The fire glyph makes an explosion,
Oh,
but not
okay.
a fireball explosion, obviously. It makes enough noise to be heard, though, at least.
Well, in that sealed room, we're not too worried because worst case it does is destroys the door, but it's not like we're going to have a backdraft wall of flame coming roaring down the corridors at us.
Yeah. So
I'm going to go for a couple of drags real quick. I'll be right back, and then I will start crunching how much time because, believe it or not, read, magic, and write are 2 of the spells I don't have, and if I can learn those first, then that'll accelerate the whole process.
Oh, hell yeah.
Back to you.
So
Such a-
Doras, is don't. Okay, there you are.
I'm here. Sorry, my phone kind of lagged out for a second.
Hey, what are you going to be doing over the break?
Practicing his thief skills. I got 4 of them I want to work on.
I was hoping there was going to be someone to practice sparring with.
I could help sparring with my Kopesh to try and get proficiency in that, but I have to wait until I level up to get an actual proficiency in that.
So you can't get a proficiency in something they haven't trained with.
Notes to
Not
set.
that I know of, but I'm also new to this
Needs
game, so
key
I'm not able to set no rule. But right now, I have a longbow and a Kopesh. I need to wait until I level up in my fighter to get another proficiency to get a Kopesh proficiency slot or a slot in another weapon that may be magical in that time span. And other than that, not really. I only have a
Thank you,
Kopesh's
Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
longbow at the present moment.
Okay. So where are we? All right. So, Dungeon Master, should I just go through this and determine how much time it's going to take one at a time, and we're going to do like a time skip for this?
We can do that if you'd wish. Party, we're looking at the verge of a Chromede learning read and write, and then learning the others. During this time, he's not really going to be able to teach you, Scorpius, how to be a thing, so y'all are able to practice skills if you wish.
Yeah, I'm gonna be practicing all of my skills I can here.
So kindly put which skills you'd like to practice in out-of-character chat. I figure y'all bought, a fair bit of food and shit for the keep and stuff, and Kassan has what to make do. So you should be good to go for at least a couple weeks if you'd like, and at that point you might have to make a food run.
Okay.
I mean, y'all have a ton of iron rations stored up on the wagon
Well,
too, so you could work on those, but that's kind of partly.
We don't want to run our resources low. So, yeah, if we go for like a week to start with and then make a food run, that kind of thing.
So at
All right.
that point in time, Kassan will be like, "Hey, Mead, we kind of need more food."
Yeah.
Starting to run low. Okay, so I did some dice rolls to determine roughly how long shit would last. It's not the best system. It will work for now. And that's a decent amount of time too. You got a good roll.
And of course, Borgov and Dorez can use each other as sparring partners. I think I've still got a wooden sword laying around here someplace. All right, so Dungeon Master, first thing we want to go for is, because learn read magic, which without using read magic is
As a fighter, or he starts with 4 and he only has 2 taken up.
Okay, so you're going to be training with the longsword.
The
I'm gonna
long
guess?
sword, since it's yeah.
So that's what I have you do. Vader, I don't know because I need to see how long you all are going for, but I have you every day just training with that shit. Resting, training, resting, food. Train, rest, food.
Do we want to do a semi time skip? Like, hey, a day passed. What is your day? Your plan? Day passed. What your plan? Day passed. Or do
okay.
we want to just bust
Should
it
I
out
go ahead and
immediately?
roll for that first spell?
Yeah, okay, so Umber, what are you going to be doing during this time? Because I have Dorez, Borgov, and Scorpius training, and you are doing...
I have spells and such to do. And that's why I was saying that. Because this is going to be... It's going to take me a minute to do. To figure out and plan.
Go ahead and type it up and out of character. We're going to start moving time here, I think. Or
Okay.
going to start trying to, I should say. There's going to be some monster attacks is the thing. Y'all didn't secure it well enough to do this.
Yeah. So that's why I was also suggesting the day-by-day thing.
Now, can I learn it?
Alright. Do you have a spell open? Like the slot for it open?
Yes. Yes, I have space for it.
Alright. And in that
I've-
case, you should be able to learn it.
I've got about 20 spells, but you know, I've got like 12 learned out of the 20. Why the fuck does that have an NL next to it? That is not NL. Okay. All right, so my percentage chance to learn a new spell is 85%. Am I rolling it or are you?
Give me just a moment. Yes, I just need to quickly check something here.
Hey, question: whatever happened to Set?
Well, he ain't here. So, okay, Chromate, 85%. Go ahead and roll it. You want low, 84 or better.
Shit. 87.
Oof. So that was a
All
day.
right. That was 2 days.
Oof.
So next we're going to try for right, which 1 day. Right, and do I get it? Odd 8, hell yes.
Okay, so you have
Okay.
right at least.
So if nothing else, I'll be able to copy everything, but that's not a priority.
Shame about missing Reed. Would have been nice to get them both.
Yeah, because Reed would have cut down on how long this is going to take. All right. Screw it. I'll try message for 2 days. 99. Failed.
Okay, another 2 days. So at this point, we're up to 4 days, or my bad, 5 days.
5 days. Spider climb. 1 day.
Okay, that'll be 6
And-
days. Shall pass.
91. Did not get it. All right. 1 day for ventriloquism.
Doris, mind if we chat an in-game chat?
Got that one. Damn it. I didn't get read magic. Okay. Let's see. 21112. That's 6 days.
So at this point, we're up to 7 plus 6 days. Did I catch that? Sorry, I had my attention split for a second.
A total of 6 days.
from start to finish has been 6 days. Okay.
So far. And you know what? I'm going to skip to 3rd level and try for that big old Dispel magic.
That's a fun one.
Okay, so this is 3 to 12 days. You know what? Screw that, Dungeon Master. As much as I want to try that one right away, we're going to go for that food run a day early.
Oh, you're going for a week? For like a week between things? Okay.
Well, we were going to go a week because you said we could do a week easily.
Okay.
So,
Well, party a week shall have not passed yet, but 6 days. I should point out the Denali week is actually technically 6 days, but no one
I have
cares about
5 weeks worth of rations on the wagon.
okay, but see, while we're at the keep, we're eating from the keep's stores, and we don't want to deplete the hell out of that.
Okay.
And those iron rations of yours will keep forever and a day. So
after 6 days, y'all are going to plan to make a run?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like the 6 days shall pass, and that evening, y'all are sitting around the dinner table, you know, Kassan and Umbra. I have you also helping out Kassan because you wanted to. You're still a level 1 cook because she's still a level 1 cook, and she can't teach you anymore. At this point, y'all are throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks and going from there.
Hey, sometimes that works.
No, it's good. So anyway, y'all will have finished off some of Kassan and Umbra's delicious something stew. You're pretty sure it wasn't alive when you ate it. Pretty sure. Okay, so Umbra, you get those glyphs going. 2nd day, you got the light coins. And 3rd day, light dark coins. You're sure you can do that all in those 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
in that case, you have those days.
In fact, I could do it all in just 1 day, but I'm setting it for 3 days. Just for timing.
Alright, so Koromid, to keep things moving, because I really should have gone day by day, okay, monster attack, but I'm willing to speed things along here and help out the players. There were some monsters. There was a kobold one time, and like Jaziel raced it down for fun for a bit until it collapsed and died, and he came back very proud of that one.
okay. Well, after the day where he chases down the kobold until it dies, let him know that if he sees any more humanoids, kobolds, hobgoblins, goblins, orcs, not the bigger ones like gnolls or giants, well, although maybe giants. Anyhow, let me know before you just kill them willy-nilly.
Alright. And a Crow made it. Kobolds for flavor. I just picked a random monster. I didn't actually roll that one up. Although if you'd like, I could.
I mean,
hey, remember, I'm still trying to hire some people.
Okay, anyway, point is, it was the nighttime of the 6th day. Koromid, your brain feels like a very lovely wrung-out sponge. You got the magic mania going on, but you're planning to take a break and head back to civilization and resupply on some of the more important things that don't keep so long.
Dungeon Master.
Mm-hmm.
Since Scorpius lived in this city, correct? You know,
Indeed.
the Rivera. Would he know if there was a slave market?
Slaves are indeed sold and bought at that city.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay, training with longsword, practicing with lockpick. Now you are a dwarf, so for a dwarf to pick up a thief skill, let's see. For a race that lives how long? About 450 years at the oldest, and you have to be that old to start it. Alright. That's about that many years, but your training is shitty and... Okay. Sorry guys, I'm keeping track of how long you need to practice certain skills to achieve level 0 class, at which point you can then start pumping XP into it to become level 1 class.
What? Did Doris give him a lockpick?
Oh, there was a lockpick that you actually did miss, perception check failure, in the pack that you gave Borgov.
Yeah. Actually,
These
you
picking tools.
never told me what was in it. You just said standard gear.
Mm-hmm. I did a roll there, because there was standard gear plus a couple thieves' tools and picks, and yeah. Okay, now let's see. Borgov, you will need...
Doesn't matter if it doesn't lead anywhere anytime soon. It's just to get it in for flavor.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm keeping that in mind. You're training with it. It's tough, man. They make it look a lot easier than it is in the movies.
Wait,
Okay.
Borgov has dwarven movies?
Borgov, you see movies in your mind of beautiful, terrible things. Anyway, party. It is almost nighttime on day 48. Y'all have had a pretty quiet existence thus far. No demons have come out to cut off Umbra's leg again. It's maybe an hour till sundown. You've all finished eating. What are you doing at this time?
We
yes,
finished
23
eating.
persons.
All right. Then we finished eating, and I've told the party that tomorrow we'll make a supply run, and this will break our routine. And yeah. And otherwise, just doing stuff like helping Kassan and Scorpius with their primer and playing with the baby.
Alright. So you have been making time during this to help Kassan with her primer and Scorpius with his primer?
Yep.
Okay, duly noted.
Umbra, once her days were done with her clerical stuff, would have just hung out with Kassan and Scorpius. Helping Kassan with whatever house stuff. Hanging out with Scorpius because Scorpius.
What?
Okay. So, Kassan and Scorpius will have Umbra watching over them and kind of smug because it's like, I don't need to learn my spells. I can just pray to my goddess.
Well, she's not looking very smug since I'm going between her and Durez for pickpocketing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Scorpius is also occasionally turning invisible and picking people's pockets. I'm giving you all a thing. Scorpius, you occasionally swear you hear a meow, but the cat appears to have not come again.
Okay.
Have I missed anything? No, I think we're all good. So, party. The sleeping arrangement that I have in mind is as follows. Y'all may correct me. In the room to the east of the west of the well, we have Akromid, Kassan, and Smasher. And to the east of that room is Umbra, Scorpius, or are you all down in the big room south?
There are 2 rooms there?
Well,
Okay.
here.
My
I'll make this
understanding, Dungeon Master, is the room to the east of the main room with the well is where Scorpius and Umbra are. It's like 2 rooms that are divided. And the room south of the main room is where Dorez and Borgov are hunkered down. And of course, the door to the southeast room that has the compromised wall, that is sealed off. And of course, Little Graf and Critter are in the master bedroom as well.
That.
So what is the line that runs right south of this?
Yeah, it's up
Is that
against
the
a cliff. Anywhere from 20 to 30 feet tall or so.
Yeah, so something that wants to come in from the back has to climb.
Or fly.
Yeah.
Alright. Does that look good to everyone? The thing
Looks-
I've posted?
Yeah, that looked right to me.
Okay, in that case, that's why I'm going to have people sleep at by default, unless you say otherwise.
Where?
Looking out of character, Lydia.
Yes.
Okay.
And that
So,
way,
that
if
you
something
are
does come busting in the front door, we're hitting it from 3 directions. Yeah.
By the way, Coromade.
Hmm.
Umbra will offer to make you a dark coin, or a dark stone, basically. But it'll be a coin because of coins.
Okay.
Would you like one?
Sure.
Obviously, she'll tell you keep it away from the light stones, or else
Right.
bad things will happen.
Oh, right. I forgot to do something, Dungeon Master.
What'd you forget?
Yeah, Dungeon Master, just for sake of noting it, after Umbra makes said dark coin for me, I'll wrap it in cloth, thick enough to conceal its nature, and tuck it in the top of one of my boots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Aiden, that is allowed. Go ahead and message Golden. Golden, remind me after session that you got that. I mean, actually, no, it's gonna be pretty fucking obvious. I feel like y'all are gonna notice. Yeah, no.
I'm
'cause
also putting away my other longsword, my normal longsword, and replacing it with the lightning bolt one.
yeah, no, so party people, Umbra and Scorpius now sporting the demon swords.
Oh,
The
wicked.
bastard and the longsword.
Okay. And
Bastard sword, yeah.
Dungeon Master, on the
Or
morning
is that
of
what you
day,
meant? Okay.
the morning of day 7, where we're going to make our supply run.
We haven't hit that
Alright.
point yet. I get to roll for nighttime encounters.
Oh. Okay.
I'm here and I might get cursed again.
Do you not want the sword?
No,
I will
want it.
take it back.
No, I want it.
Alright, well, party, are
What
you all
sword's it
doing a
called?
watch?
Not particularly.
No.
If they want to, they're more than welcome to.
Nope. I'm going to sleep through the night, huddled up next to Umbra, with the door barred and trapped. Like,
Barred
fuck
and
that.
trapped, okay.
Yeah, remember,
Well,
my door has a bell.
Question. Doris, have you bothered trapping anything, or?
You know what the icing on the cake would be?
Yeah?
I cast Find Familiar, and it's a fucking cat.
Wouldn't it, though? That would be fucking hilarious.
I was thinking I would get that, and I'd be like, oh no.
Right. Party.
And the gods did chuckle mirthfully at you.
Oh, that would be an outright laughter. Just, oh my goodness.
So, guys.
Party. You may discuss amongst yourselves the humor in cats as I use the restroom and then I get to send an encounter your ways.
Okay, if you're going to the restroom, I'm getting a couple of drags.
Are you sending a cat at wall?
So, let's see. So during the time skip, I can actually mark off this pouch of coins because that's now Ecormead's. I need to tell him that he has 9 coins. Didn't say that. Obviously, Scorpius.
Litecoins.
You need to keep those in
Just for him?
pouches. For Kerwin, yes, he has a pouch of 9 Litecoins.
Why?
Because he wanted them.
So he asked for multiple.
Yeah. Today, I won 9
What was the
Litecoins.
strategy behind that again?
He wanted more light.
Lighting. That's about it.
I'm waiting for a response to my comment.
Alright. Okay, Aiden, go ahead and send me those numbers of which times with which things.
Huh?
The last message you sent me?
Ah.
I'm gonna need numbers to roll, unfortunately. Don't worry, your odds of survival are very good. Okay. First 10. Damn, y'all be horny fuckers.
Well, Scorpius is a very young and virile elf.
Okay.
Oh no. No, Scorpius. You're gonna have to kill Umbra for being a cougar.
God damn.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
Quoting that.
y'all have a lot of fun. Moving forward. Now, was that all in one night, or I'm assuming that was kind of split up over the 6 days?
Split up. I mean, unless Umbra wishes to say differently.
God damn it! I had to ask that. I didn't actually. I'm just being a dick. Okay, so moving forward. Okay, no one's on watch. Party is arranged in that location. Kassan has Smasher set to stand just outside the door and make a lot of noise if you see something that shouldn't be there, but she has it set up in a way to be guard. Normally she'd have it inside the room, but, Aurora meets there, so she has a level of confidence. Okay. Party. Well.
And at that point, Kassan envied Critter, for in his eyes, the master was unbeatable.
Yeah, that's a thingy.
By the way,
Hmm.
Gross.
Yeah.
Garment, you have been given your other final 5 Litecoins that I finished.
Very good. Awesome.
Alright, mark those off from the character sheet. Now let me
I did.
see. These things are
The
nasty
next
as fuck.
Next time we have to go into a cavern like that, I'm going to show y'all how to leapfrog light sources in.
You did put condoms in the shop, right?
I think I gave you pricing for them as you bought
I
them.
believe there were 1 silver, or 1 copper, or 10 copper, or something. I
Well,
don't know.
obviously they're not made of latex, but what are they made of in this world?
Probably
Sheepskin
Sheepskin.
or something with skin. You're not
Technically,
entirely
it would
sure.
be sheep intestines, but that's besides the point.
It isn't
Fair.
fun,
No,
but
I don't-
kids are
I
sometimes
don't
less
like
fun.
Sometimes you just don't think about those things,
Just don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Okay.
Sometimes it's better not to.
That instead of moaning, they bah.
Shut up.
Okay. Anyways, moving forward.
Thank you, Golden. I award you no XP, but you get a thank you. So no
I
one's
gotta
on
save myself
watch.
from embarrassment. That's what I get.
Let me go pop open the fuck.
I believe we would be on watch.
Nope.
Okay,
There's
Umbra,
no-
are you
we-
keeping
we-
watch?
Are we not keeping watch over the days?
Nope. Scorpius has you in a death hold. You're not going nowhere.
That is completely
We're
fair,
in a
but the
keep
other people
with-
though.
with locked doors, and the front door is bolted. So
Yeah, that's fair. And the back door that
Question:
it's
I don't
trapped.
know when that is trapped. Yeah.
the room that Dora's and Borgov are in. What's the safety condition of that?
Well, it should have a door.
There's 2 doors, one for the north, one for the east.
Yes.
Other than that, pretty
Double
barren. This might have been a storeroom, or meant to be a storeroom, or maybe something else, a dining area. Not entirely sure.
I think the lumber supplies would probably be there with them. Let me look at the
By the way,
Yeah,
double M.
that's a good question. Where were we
obviously.
eating?
in the main room with the well.
Hmm.
Where Doras was sleeping, usually.
Double M, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Umbra would have kept an eye on the glyphs if they ever went off during the time. She would have replaced them.
Well, thus far is good.
Usually.
So when do you
And
check the
I-
glyphs?
Once a day.
At what time? In the morning, the afternoon, before
Maybe-
bed?
I'd say after dinner is what I would say.
Okay.
Whatever time that is. That's what my eat dinner, check things, head to bed type of thing, or get ready for bed.
Is there a
Okay.
downstairs?
No, there's
We
no
are the
downstairs.
downstairs.
It's just I'm seeing stairs that look like they
Upstairs.
lead. No, because it shrinks going away from.
I know, but those should all be going up.
Oh, is that the wrong way? I thought I had it the right way.
Yeah,
Oof.
no, you got it backwards.
Fuck.
That's okay.
Close enough.
Well, congratulations,
everybody-
your keep is now a dungeon.
Since everyone knows my keep is a 1-level thing with stairs going up to the roof, and like you said, 2 of those are blocked off or something, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
Umbra, you're a 6th level cleric, right?
I am.
Okay, just making sure my
It'll
notes
do
are up to date.
12 damage if something procs it. It does get a saving throw, though, for half,
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Unless it doesn't set it off. Okay,
I don't remember if you can actually just fly over them, because I think it still trips it, doesn't it?
let me check the
Or do you
days,
have to touch
actually.
it?
Oh,
Is this for the glyph or the wyvern?
This is the glyphs. I don't remember if you have to touch them or you have to go over them.
I think we encountered this once before with the wyverns, and they were flying, and nothing got set off. But
Yeah, but I don't know if it's.
Scorpius now has a nice little stab wound in his chest from them.
I'm not sure if it's above a certain threshold of height or you have to go on the ground over them. Or if it's a threshold of I'm this high off the ground, I still set it. If I'm this high off, I don't set it. I'm not sure because I don't know how that works. Because it doesn't specifically say in the spell. I don't believe, at least.
it does, actually. You should read your spells better. Regardless, party. They
Yeah,
probably
sure.
won't come into play tonight. Maybe. Depends if you
There's reading, and then there's comprehending what you're reading.
So, it's late at night.
Then they're seeing if you actually remember it, because
A couple nights ago was a full moon. You all heard some howling in the distance, of course, as you would for any full moon in a fantasy setting. But there were no werewolves that night. It's dark. Y'all are snoozing at this point. And I'll need... No one gets a perception check. My bad, y'all are in your rooms.
Would you say it's fair to say that anyone that was hurt would have been healed during this time? They're sleeping, at the very least.
I mean, I will allow y'all to get 6 hit points back if you were down those 6.
Yay!
Just saying
I'm
that for
back
anyone
to
that's
full.
hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure exactly how you wanted to play that. Just wanted to
Hey,
bring it
I've
up.
got 6 hit points extra because I'm within range of my familiar.
Yeah, that's a good point. Critter would probably pick up on it. Jaziel has, of course, done his nighttime ritual of fucking off to do God knows what. Probably it's best not to be thought of. Critter, I don't know what your perception is, but given what type of creature you are, I want to say it's better than this.
He has a perception score of 16.
Oh, that's right, he does. I do have that written down. Silly me. Well, Crormead, you'll be poked awake, if you will, by a critter through a mental link of Master, things.
Okay, what's he perceiving? Noises?
Something. He has like a really funky sense that something's about to go down. You know how animals have like that sixth sense they can tell something just happened?
Okay. All right. Crossbow, rope. Of course, leave the backpack in the room. Go to the door and ease it open.
Well, as you're reaching for the door handle, party, you can give me perception checks if you aren't awake at this point. You will hear a loud knock at the front door.
Okay. I will exit my room and close the door since Smasher is right there. And I will move to the door. Does this sound like someone knocking or someone trying to bash it?
It sounded like someone trying to bash it, but it was just a simple 2-rap knock. But, like, loud. Something strong hit it, or forcefully hit it.
Scorpius is sound asleep.
Alright, Umbra, are you
Umbra
awake?
is awake.
Borgov, you awake?
I'm
Doras,
like,
are you here?
I need to roll. I forgot. Hold on. Sorry, I spaced out again. I
Do you want
passed.
actions for the round?
And can I see anything through the window, Dungeon Master?
Crormead, give me a perception check, because there is a thing here.
I rolled a 10, so I made it by 3.
Made it by 3, but you had a penalty of 4. No. You
Borgov
swore
will
you
be
saw something
poking his
funky,
head out.
but you're not sure. Okay, so at this point, party, put it in actions. Those of you that failed your perception check, Scorpius, will get a chance at the end of this round, most likely, to roll again. Okay, Umbra, you're gonna wake up Scorpius. Scorpius, Umbra's gonna poke you awake. Or whatever.
Considering I am a cuddler when I sleep, she would actually have to figure out a way to get out of my arms first.
I'll just shake you awake.
Scorpius, you're being shoken awake.
Shooken.
All right.
Shooken. Like tooken.
Do I roll to see if I wake up?
You can roll, but I'm telling you, you're waking up. Do you wish to deliberately try and ignore it and go back to
Well,
sleep?
No, it's just I want to be fair because I am a very heavy fucking sleeper.
Alright. I appreciate your attempt at fairness.
Alright, I'm up. What?
Alright.
There's
Oh,
something
magic
better.
was for hearing noise. Doors, okay.
My hair.
When I get out of
The
bed,
difference here-
put on my.
different-
All right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I forgot. I got to write it.
Okay. Yeah, the difference here, Dom, is I'm actually at the front door now. You're still in the back room.
Okay, never mind. Sorry. I'll
Yeah,
edit.
don't be sorry. I'm just explaining why I might hear something and you probably wouldn't, since
That's why I'm editing. Thank
No,
you
I
for
wouldn't
letting.
edit. I wouldn't edit a damn thing. Leave it.
What on earth is
Okay.
Borgov doing here?
Getting up, putting
Easing
on
the
his
door
helm.
open. Borgov, which door are you opening?
The north door.
Okay, the door north of your room. You will ease it open after putting on your helm and
Wait.
grabbing your longsword.
Actually, better question. Wait. The door was from the front, which is the north, right? The very
Correct.
north. So that is where he's going.
Yes. Alright. So
Does he
Chromade.
see a Chromede with his improvision?
Let's see. Borgov, you're a dwarf. You have that level of infravision. Yeah, as you open the door with your infravision, you will see the heat signature of one man-sized thing by the door. It appears to be maybe peering out through a window. You're not certain.
Hey, which one of you is there?
Dungeon Master, would he notice what I've got in my hands?
Does it give off heat?
Well,
Here, you know what? Hold on. There's a moon. Moon casts a tiny bit of light, but it's pretty cloudy tonight, so no, not enough light to see by. And it's like the dead of night.
look, it's rare that that thing isn't in my left hand. That's usually when I'm using it. You
Yeah.
know.
I guess,
So
but it's like heat
I
sig.
mean, it will just look like bandage around your hand.
No, because it's looped and I'm holding it.
I don't know. How would you run this, Grills? I mean, it's infravision, so it's heat. So that thing
Yeah.
does not give off heat. You do.
I mean,
Well,
he
it
would
doesn't.
only.
It doesn't produce heat, but if it's been up against me or Kassan while we're laying there in bed, it would have absorbed a certain amount of ambient heat.
Are
Good
you
point.
saying you went to bed with the rope in your hand?
He has
Damn
done that every
straight.
night he's been on this planet.
Then yeah, that should be up like a 4th
Oh,
of July night.
That's better than what I was thinking. I thought you were talking about the over on the crossbow. You said shoot, shoot.
Oh, that's in his other hand.
That's always close by. Damn near.
So yeah, it's a good point. Borgov, this thing is holding a rope.
Okay, then that would negate
Him
his
asking.
mind being free.
Well, then the demon with the magic rope calls out the word and snares you, Borgov, and you die. No.
Have you seen my action, Dungeon Master?
Let me check. Getting on, putting on your armor, grabbing your daggers, saying the command word, sneaking up to the roof to hear noise, 20% to see what he ears. Okay,
Ears, yes.
shut up. That was mean of me to say that. Okay, Scorpius, you're gonna start doing that. Umbra, you are waking up Scorpius, then putting on your armor. Once your armor is on, what are you doing?
Getting my sword, the new sword I have, and
Okay.
heading out of my room to see what's going on.
Where are you going once you're out of your room? You will see, of course, a Chromie's heat signature by the door.
I will try and slowly approach him and whisper to him what's going on.
You won't
Okay.
get that much time because I have to run time for a Chromie because we're actually
I
lagging
know,
a bit
that's-
behind with him there. Scorpius, you're taking a little bit longer because you got 2 weapons and saying your command word and then sneaking up to the roof. Okay, so Umbra, I know what you're doing. Dorez and Borgov, I know what you're doing. Scorpius, I know what you're doing. A Chromid. You failed your
Okay.
perception check on that thing.
Well, my hear noise. Okay. But I see the dwarf and the elf and what the hell is Dora's? I
Wait,
forget.
if you're looking out the window, the dwarf would be the back at your back, unless you're looking around.
Well, I would assume I glance around occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm asking, did I see these other party members?
Alright. At this point, you should be aware that these people are coming out, but you're mostly trying to keep watch.
Okay, well, watching at the window, I'll motion them with my right hand, like that waving towards myself thing.
Okay. Party, he's doing
Dora
that.
see this?
Yes, you see it. You have infravision.
Then
Borgov
she
tries to
will
quietly
follow her.
approach.
Okay, Borgov. What are you wearing again, Chain?
I know basically be making like clinks as you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you try and keep it quiet, but there is the clinking, of course, as you go. Okay, Doras, what are you doing?
We'll also be silently going up to Cormie.
Okay. Well, Doras, you believe to be moving silently and going up to a Crowmaid. Yeah, Borgov, in comparison to the clinks of your armor, Doras moves like a fucking whisper.
Okay.
And then there was me.
Yeah, Umbra, I assume you're in your, which armor are you
Oh.
getting into again?
I only have my field plate because we never went out.
Alright.
So I'm in field plate. I'm going to be slowly walking, trying not to make too much noise.
Alright. Clang,
Right, so
clang. Yeah.
I
All
will
right, I'll hold
specifically
up a
try to
hand
walk
for
slower.
Umbra. And I'll move closer to them. Umbra, stay here. Doras, get back where you've got a clear shot at the door. Borgov, get over towards the well. And with that, I'm going to watch for them to move into position, Dungeon Master. So,
Okay.
so just so that we're clear on this, that's going to put Scorpius near the passageway that leads to Scorpius, or that's going to put Umbra at the opening of the passageway that leads to Umbra and Scorpius's room.
Okay.
Okay. Names. Yes. Doras has the bow and the magic arrows. Doras is over by the well.
Okay.
I thought you said Borgov by the well. Doras, so he can get a clear shot, is at the door.
Well, okay. Yeah, that's right. You're right. So Borgov is like 3 squares in front of the well, since he's a melee guy.
Okay.
Doras will be like straight in the middle, so his line of fire, he'll be able to hit anything outside the door. And put me just to the left of the door, and once they're in position, then I'm going to open the door.
Okay. Well, while you all are doing this, Scorpius is sneaking up, and you're going up the tower to the east, closest to your room, right, Scorpius?
Yes.
Okay, well, Scorpius, you will go up, and I'm tempted to drop down to the next voice channel, but I'm thinking we can keep this all in one voice channel. Scorpius, while they're moving around down there, you make it to the top. The foggy gray night, it's hard to see things if you didn't have infravision, which you do. Scorpius, there's a man-sized figure on the roof of the keep. It is standing above where the door would be, essentially, looking down. It's very hard to see, except, infravision, but details are hard to make. It might be wearing some type of cloth or fabric that's interfering with infravision. Like, in terms of you can't make out its exact features.
Do
What
I
are you
see
doing?
how tall he is?
Let me see.
I'm assuming he.
Well, whatever robe thing it's wearing makes it impossible to tell gender, unless you're gonna make an assumption.
No, I
I have it
cannot
as just
under-
man-sized. Maybe 5 to 6 feet tall. Maybe a bit shorter, actually. Closer to maybe the height of an elf.
backstab.
Going for a backstab. Okie dokie. So you're going to creep up on it and go for that backstab. The people downstairs are going to be moving. Akromid, you will open the door as Scorpius is about 5 or so feet away. Actually, I suppose I should ask Scorpius, how fast are you moving to do this backstab? Are you creeping up on it like you would normally?
Probably normal speed, since the ring is invisibility and audibility, so he can't hear me.
Mm.
Audibility. There we go.
Inaudibility, yes.
I was going to kibitz and say, push him off, but
Okay, so that will instead put you there at normal speed. Okay. Well, let's see, hold on. Let me check this out, because the door is there. You start up there. It's... normal movement speed is that much. Translate to that many of these tiles. Time. Okay, I might have time a tiny bit off here, but if I'm right here, at Chromid, you will open the door. And are you going outside the door to open it, or just pushing it open with your hand from the inside?
pulling it open. It opens
Oh,
inwards.
that's right. It opens inwards. Oh,
Yeah,
that
so
changes
after
things.
I remove the bolt and set that to the side, I pull it open and step back and to the left. That way my archer and my fellow skirmishers have clear line of fire and sight.
Well, you pull it open, and at this point, Scorpius rolled a hit. Okay, it has an armor class of...
Well, that's a 7.
Well, 7.
Oh,
but...
wait. Because they don't know I'm coming, that's a +4 to that.
Exactly.
So
So you're now at
9,
an
10,
11
11.
at 9th level, and their armor class is reduced by 4. Okay, so let's go over to DM screen. To hit matrices for a 9th level fighter, an 11 is sufficient to hit that armor class. And their armor class is over there. Scorpius, dice percentage. Okay, now assassin's
can't.
level for assassination.
Because I'm not 9th level, I am 6th level.
You're determining if you assassinate this thing.
Yes, but I only have 1 proficiency in the dagger.
Oh, that's right, 6th level. Well, hold on. I appreciate your honesty there, BTW. So at 6th level, an 11 is sufficient. Oh, shoot. Scorpius, you are awarded 100 XP, but you miss.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Scorpius, you go for that swing bada bada and you miss, and of course this thing will note. And at this point, dice initiative as 2 red balls of energy will appear in its hands as it turns to face you. Well, tries to. You are still invisible after all. Okay. Party on the ground. You won't need perception checks.
5.
There is a red light. Or my bad, actually, it's green. This one is green. There is a green light emanating from above the keep. As you hear something, the sound of an invisible person swinging and missing.
Yeah. Okay,
How
you
does
don't
one
know.
tell if it's invisible?
I don't know what the
Besi-
fucking sound would be, you guys.
We
I'm not
wouldn't
sure.
It would
able
be
to
just
hear it,
a
we just see
swish
the
of
light.
sound or wind, but it would only be audible by the 2 people there.
Alright, fair enough. The red light sure as fuck is noticeable, though. Green. This one is green light. Okay, so Scorpius, you diced initiative, and party, I'll need to know your options. Nope. And I need to go queue up some good music for this shit. Scorpius, I appreciate your honesty there, man. Well done. Bravo.
Yeah, that was bravo.
So, if I take my first attack, I'm assuming this is my 3 attack round then? And I
Yes,
have
this
2
will be your
attacks to
3
do?
attack
Okay.
round. Assassinations can only be attempted at a 1 assassinate per round basis. So, we move forward. Scorpius Malfoy, attack. Holler and teleport. Watch the door. Akromid, where are you teleporting?
The roof.
The roof. Okay.
It's a well-known location. Remember,
Yeah, okay. The Helm of Teleportation. How long does that take to run? Give me a minute. Otherwise,
I had a hunch that because Scorpius has went up to the roof before. So, and we hear the commotion and see light coming down. So I don't think that's metagaming at all for me to take the shortcut up there.
Okay, so it functions as a magic user's teleport spell, so let's take a look at that. Teleport. That's Dimension Door. Okay, destination is very familiar, of course.
Frog, yeah.
Okay, casting time 2 segments. Okay, so the first attacks will go off. maximum weight of yourself. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's dice that percentage, and by that I mean we. Okay, so that will take 2 segments to teleport to there. Now, what happens if you go high? I guess you just drop down. Stone scale.
Yeah.
1 kind of yard above the ground for every percent he is above. Oh, there is no possibility of teleporting to an area of empty space. A substantial area of surface must be there, whether wooden floor or stone floor, natural ground, etc. Okay, so you couldn't teleport into the air. That's just the highest possible thing, which is nothing, so it just defaults back down to there.
She wants you to, when you get time, to bring the chainsaw over
Okay.
and trim her tree in the backyard.
Grills, are you occupied at the moment?
Yeah, I'm listening to Mama.
Okay.
Sorry.
Everything that you can reach.
Oh.
If it's hits your head, you should trim it off.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, our Robin is okay.
That's good.
Yeah, because I went back and checked a little while after, and she,
Scorpius, you can roll
what
ahead.
it is, back in the nest, and I didn't see the damn cat anywhere.
Scorpius has a FACO of attacking at 6th level. To hit that is there. Okay.
All right, so I am back, or refocused here.
Welcome back. Okay, I have the combat ready to run. Scorpius, roll to hit. Oh, also, I suppose, make a saving throw first, actually.
Two.
-3. I think that just gave away to Grills what this thing is.
8.
8. Okay, you are saving versus spell. An 8 as a 7/7?
6.
6/6, that's right, okay.
Soon to be 6/7.
Okay. So let's see. Fighter 6 saving versus spells needs a that. Okay, what'd you roll? That. Okay. Assassin. Be it Seath. Yeah. Okay. Scorpius, you will subtract 3 from your to hit rolls and to damage rolls, but you will still do a minimum of 1 damage against this creature. Okay.
Alright, what now?
It hit you with a magic whammy.
It has this
No, just
horrifying.
repeat what you had said again.
Yep.
So I
You
know
will
what I'm
take-
rolling.
You will subtract 3 from your to hit rolls and to damage rolls, but you will always do a minimum of 1 damage when you do damage. You are fighting this thing.
Hit
Party,
you.
don't click on that except for Scorpius. It's hideous.
Cannot do negative damage.
Don't
Okay.
click on it.
And
except
like looking
Scorpius.
at it makes you not want to fight it. It's like, fuck that. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So -3 to damage and to hit, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that really doesn't affect me much because I'm using magic shit.
Well, it negates the magic shit bonus, essentially. Okay, so Scorpius, roll your first to hit roll. Alright, now to hit that,
I'm right.
And
It's
that's still a
for-
miss.
that will miss, of course, yes. Okay. Okay, so you do your first attack, it misses, and it goes ahead and hits at you with one of those green orbs in its hands. Okay, now it attacks at what level needed to hit you? It is a this hit die creature. And your armor class is what?
0.
0. Okay, so I just need to figure out its
Question,
attack.
can it see me?
Well, it's trying to.
You little assassin that could.
So, okay, that is a that. Okay. So your armor class is improved by that many points there, which means it needs a that to hit you. And it did score... Yeah, it actually scored enough to hit 5 points above you. Okay, let me check this, because I think there's something special versus elves. Okay. Scorpius, take 12 points of damage.
It managed to hit me?
It managed to hit you.
even without it being able to see me.
Yeah, it has a rough idea. You swung at it once and then again, and it has those red orbs, and it swung one of them at you as if it was swinging its fist, and the red orb impacted against you and dispersed, and you take 12 points of damage. And as it draws back another green, these fucking orbs are green. God damn it! Another green orb appears in its hand.
So I attack now.
You may now do your second attack. Roll to hit. Okay.
15.
Acromede, you will teleport onto the roof, and you will see the thingy in out of character chat. What is your option?
Do I see Scorpius?
Okay, so being hit, does that dispel your invisibility? It should, right?
Yes, I do damage or take damage.
Alright, in that case, your invisibility was broken as it hit you. So yeah, you will see Scorpius. He is fighting that thingy. And Acromede,
Okay.
let me check. Yeah, as you look upon this thing, save.
12. I don't know what bonuses to add.
You have a -3, funny enough. Although... Okay, so this is save versus spell.
Okay. Saving versus spell.
Okay, so
It doesn't do damage, so my armor doesn't include, but my Scarab of Protection gets me up to a 13.
You tend to save needs that. You got a 12. -3 would put that at 9. So Scarab Protection does what?
That adds 1.
Okay, that you save at this point. Your saving throw is sufficient.
Okay.
Alright. You will not suffer the -3 to hit and -3 to damage.
Okay. Now, I don't know whether it sees me or not, because my location should be right about at the top of the stairs, so I don't know. But I will 2 well-aimed shots. Thump, thump.
Can I see if my attack hit that you skipped over?
No, because you're swinging right as Coromede pops up and takes stock of the situation. Scorpius, that is a near miss. Okay, Coromede, you see it? Thunk thunk. It did notice you, though.
Okay, so it's not an assassination thing.
Sadly, no.
And I haven't retreated my bolts in 6 days, so I don't know how effective the giant wall.
No. At this point, it's gone. So, 2d20s. Damage.
Dirty.
Wait,
A dirty 20. A dirty 20 and an 8.
Okay, you attack at 8th level. So a dirty 20 is sufficient to hit, and 8 is not sufficient to hit. So dice damage for one of those crossbow bolts.
3 hit points of damage.
Okay, it's at that point, and obviously at this point it knows you're there. Yeah, no, I did a dice roll for its perception, if you will, because you're not invisible at Coromede, so it will it notice the spell, and yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so at this point, Scorpius, you have your third attack. It has its second attack. You just did your second. Coromede, you've done that. What are you doing after you fire your crossbow as this thing rolls to hit Aiden? To hit
Rope.
0. Rope, okay. So it's going to start to go. You're barking out the command word, and so on and so forth. For it to hit, it needs a that. It got a that.
Oh, that's a miss.
Party on the ground. You know, you hear this noise going on. Aiden, did I say roll to hit? I apologize. It's not time yet, but okay.
Yeah, you did.
My bad. I could have sworn I said it's this thing to hit Aiden. Maybe I misspoke. Regardless, Aiden, it will do 10 points of damage to you as it hits, and the rope encircles it. Now, you're still in melee with it, and you
I
intended
would
to
be
continue your
encircled.
attack.
Yeah, I would have attacked. I had no way of him knowing he's even there.
Okay, so the rope's probably going to entangle both of you. 50 feet of it, entangling. You didn't, yeah. Alright, Scorpius, you're going to go for that attack and rope. And,
Now the question is, do we fall over and land on the ground?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Oh my god, you got hot one. You guys fall over. Alright, which direction are you falling? Okay,
Who's on top?
north, that way. Y'all are over
Swear,
there, though,
if we
at this
hear
point,
some
so...
thuds.
No, they fall over on the ceiling, but they don't fall to the ground. Okay, by the way, party on the ground. There are some red glowing lights coming out from the fog is our creature is looking very similar to the one in out of character chat. Humanoids wearing black cloaks illuminated by green light, marching forwards to the keep. There are 6 of them.
Umbra will begin casting.
Alright, Umbra, you're going to cast. That will start next round, though. Chromede.
Shooting his magic arrows.
You know what? Actually, new party. Put it in for the thing, and then... Vader, dice initiative.
Does that include me because I'm currently tied up?
You can try and do an action if you'd like.
You have a 3.
Okay, duly noted.
Going for a couple of drags while y'all sort it out.
Okay, arrow. Kill thing, recall rope.
Close are these things to us right now?
Okay, so they were not illuminating their light wall things, and they are in black cloaks, and it's a dark, stormy night. But you have infravision is the thing. But
Here's a better way to explain it. How long will it take from where they are to me?
Well, I mean, you don't know their travel speed, but they're moving at their normal thingy there. To you, you're not sure. Are you stopping to check their movement speed and then doing some mental math, or are you casting?
Average walking speed for me. For average walking speed for a human, how long would it take for them to get to me?
Give me a second to do some math here. I want to say... Let's see, we have a dwarf, an elf, so okay, normal infravision of 60 tens of yards is 600 plus yards comes 1,800 feet. So yeah, about 2,000 feet away or so is when they pop... Well, yeah, about 2,000 feet away or so is when they popped up on your radar. So 2,000 feet, and then that distance, I don't know. Umbra, you'll have to give me a second while I calculate this.
How many yards is that, actually? 60 yards, you said?
Easy. You all notice them when they are...
Sorry, my brother came in.
yards.
Could you repeat what you were talking about?
Give me a moment there. Okay. Now, how many tens of yards is that? That's 12. Okay, actually, it's going to take them a few minutes to approach at that distance. Let me double check that, yeah. Because, yeah, their normal movement speed is as human. Which, you know, humans, we'd say 12 tens of yards per round.
And of important note, remember, guys, I think I told y'all before, the creature catalog treasure types are different from... Okay.
Indeed, I did take note.
Okay, because I've still got that conversion chart.
Yep. Okay, so hold on. I need to consider. 12 tens of yards, and you guys see up to 60, 1260. That would take about 5 minutes for them to get to you. That's right, I forgot. Casting aid, teleport.
Actually, I have one thing I want to add to that.
Okay. Well, Kuromid, you're going to approach to kill the thing. And, let's see. Because this thing can fly. So it could lift itself easy enough. Can it lift Scorpius and itself while it's tied up with rope?
Where's France?
Scorpius, what are you trying to do this round? Scorpius, you are bound by rope. You will not be able to bind your wounds.
I know that. I'm assuming when he kills it, I can do that.
Well, first I need to figure out if he's actually going to kill it or not, because it still has an option.
Doggy.
Okay, so let's do a bit of mental math here. I want to say it can. Scorpius, you're wearing leather enchanted armor. You are an elf. That makes you pretty lightweight, all things considered.
I'm 100 pounds.
And I think he's wearing chainmail now.
Nope, he specified +3 leather.
Oh. Okay.
No problem there. Feel free to call me out if you think my math's bad. So, okay,
But
100 pounds plus some equipment.
I have my other 2 swords on me, and like a bandolier with 8 normal daggers, and my crossbow. So I am heavily weighted down.
150 gold piece, not 150 gold piece, 1,500 gold piece thing. This thing has capability to fly, though, is the issue. So...
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Is this map 100% accurate to scale for the keep?
Yes. That's the point of a map, where it's a grid, is that it's to scale.
That's a 9-foot wide door, then.
Yes.
held in my plant and fumbled.
Alright. Well, guys, you aren't going to have that extended conversation. You're going to get about halfway through it for this round. Okay,
That's
Akromid,
why
you're
I
going to
kept
draw
it
your sword and
short.
approach to kill. Those things are approaching. I have Dorez going to shoot with the arrows, but that shouldn't interact with that too badly. You know what? Give me a second here. I need to think about this. Yeah, okay. So, Akromid, this thing is like trying to move through some arcane method to pull its body towards the edge. You still have enough time if you rush up to stab it in the head. You doing
I will
that?
rush up and kill it. Yes.
Okay. As it's like trying to get its body over the edge, it's like, nope, stab. Okay, so
Recall the
it
rope.
dies. Recall rope. Okay. Scorpius, at this point, mark off your bandage, mark up your hit point, and that is you for the round. Okay. Dorez rolled a hit on that first arrow shot. Although I will point out, in order to make the shot, you are moving up to the door so you're able to arc it properly, because you're firing at long distance at this point. These things are, the range of your infravision away.
Alright. Let me... my dexterity, I have a +1 to hit. 17 at a 4th level fighter.
Right, 17 as a 4th level. Okay, so this thing, their leader dies, and they actually pause, funny enough. Okay, 17 as a 4th level fighter. Let me check my DM screen. 4th level,
Wait.
17, hits that. Dice your damage.
4 damage.
4
with the
damage.
magic arrows.
Okay, that's right, with the magic arrows. Thank you. Okay, well, your arrow hits one of them, and it takes a second to break off the arrow. I should point out they stopped, by the way. They're looking at the keep, and... Party! The green lights go out, and they turn and flee. Are you pursuing? Forked lightning bolt. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's see. These things are that range away. Let's check out forked lightning bolt. God, love
Can I
looking up
take a
this
parting
Nice.
shot?
Okay, Doors, you may take your parting shot. You may roll to hit. Okay. Lightning bolt. Okay. Casting time of 5 segments. Range of 5 tens of
Eight,
yards
4
plus 10 tens of yards is 15 tens of yards. 150 yards is 450 feet. Okay, that's when it starts.
Yep.
Okay, 450 feet. That is a shadow magic. Give me a fucking second. That's the wrong thing. 4 tens of yards plus 1 for levels. That's 140 feet away. It starts. Okay. At that point, it is...
Wait. 140 feet or 140 yards?
140 yards, my bad. 420 feet.
Before I type this, my
Give me a
character
second,
does
Vader.
see
I
them
am
retreating,
doing
right?
math. Vader,
He's
just
doing
type
that
it in
Kentucky.
actions. I'm doing math. If you interrupt me, I'm going to lose my train of thought.
Okay.
Okay, so a forking bolt, 1 tens of yards wide, okay, so 30 feet wide, and 4 tens of yards long, which is 40 plus 40 times 3 is 120 feet. Okay, okay, I'm thinking they're actually out of range. Because, these guys
Okay.
were spotted at maximum infravision distance away of, 180, what's it called? Yards.
Feet.
No, not feet, because we do 60 tens of yards. Or, wait, did we do 60 tens of yards or yards?
6 tens of yards. So 180 feet. So
180 feet. Oh, never mind then, yeah. Guys, I'm sorry. I had a brain fart today. I thought infravision was about 10 times greater than it should have been. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in range of Chromate. Okay. Now, Vader, what was it you were doing?
Just asking if he did see them retreating.
At this point, yeah, they're putting out those glowing green orbs, and they are,
Then yeah,
fleeing.
I put my response in in-game chat.
Okay, in-game chat. Dorez, that is a that at 4th level. Let me check. Yeah, I'm sorry, Doris. That arrow goes and sails off into the distance, and you're not sure where it landed. Okay,
Alright.
Coromede, 5-segment casting time. You do the components for this fucking goddamn spell. And crackle, crackle, zap! As the nightlight illuminates, and how much damage are we talking, as these things will save for half?
11, 17, 20, 25, 28 hit points. Wow, it was weak.
Oh, wow. Okay, so these things are what hit dice? These are that hit dice. Okay. Wait, hold on, that was their armor class. Funny enough, that was also their hit dice. Okay, so... Saving throws table. For a fighter of that level to save versus spell, they need a that. Fail, succeed, fail, succeed, fail, fail. So 2 and 4 succeed, everyone else takes 28. And that was 28 points of damage?
28 hit points.
Okay, so half of that is 14. Okay, so that puts him at there. And everyone else takes 28. Okay, so this guy needs to need to make 4 system shocks. Okay, they're all going to make their system shocks. Okay, 28 off of that puts this guy down to there. Fucking... Okay, everyone else takes 28, means 2, do. Alright, Chromede, you fork off the bolts and you eliminate these 6 black cloaked figures as they are fleeing like holy men, like demons before a holy man. Anyone else doing anything special at this time?
Enjoying the show.
Okay, you enjoy the show, and then, you know, the lightning fades, and like everyone who was looking, it's like, ooh, bright light, infravision, hold on, blink, blink, okay, it's back.
Okay, I take it these things that survived made it out of my infravision range now?
Yeah.
Alright. Scorpius is up by this time?
Scorpius has finished bandaging at this time.
Okay, let's go back downstairs. And I'm going downstairs, Dungeon Master.
Okay, party. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Going down as well.
Okay,
Whatever
Umbra,
I
Doris.
How
Cast
far
aid
was Borgov to the door?
Umbra, I'm sorry, I forgot about you. You may dice your aid.
Well, no, I'm saying that now because she saw them. She did say that thing, and she saw them. Did she see them running after she said that?
Let me
'Cause
check
if
the
not-
casting time on aid. No, but
that's
you
a
didn't see it
full-time.
doing at that point. Let me check. Ah, god damn it. Why is AIDS all over this book?
Aid's 1 round. No, 4 segments. Never mind. 4 segments.
4 segments. Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
You can catch AIDS in a very short period of time.
I make
Nice.
my wisdom check.
Alright. Umbra, you start to cast aid and you realize that, oh wait, hold on, this might not be necessary. Are you continuing to cast, or are you canceling it at this time?
No, I'm canceling it.
Okay, you will cancel it and your spell slot will not be consumed. Now, is anyone doing anything special? Vader, you were saying.
I asked how close to the front door of Borgov was.
Well, you moved yourself to be by it, so you're right next to it.
Well, I was gonna have Borgov peek his head out the door and call up to ask if everything was okay. Obviously, he doesn't know that they're coming down.
Alright, well, Borgov, you'll
Immediately.
do that. Chromede, Scorpius, you'll hear Borgov call up asking if everything's okay.
Holler back close enough.
At this point, y'all are heading down. Sorry to kind of steamroll you there, Vader. I'm getting tired here, man.
Okay, so...
Anyone doing anything else at this time?
Okay,
Going
Dungeon
back to
Master.
his room.
Okay, Scorpius going back to his room. Chromede, what are you doing?
Alright, wait up, Scorpius.
He
And
stops.
first thing, close and bolt the door again.
Okay.
You got hit there. Let me help you out. And I will cast Dungeon Master.
Okay. What are you casting?
Stone Skin. Put
Alright.
that whammy on Scorpius.
Alright, Scorpius, put on a stone skin.
Scorpius will thank the man.
And hang on a second. And double it up, Dungeon Master.
Hey, 2 stone skins.
That ought to hold you for a day or two.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I gotta mark those off. I'll have to rememorize those in the morning anyhow for other things and stuff. All right. Well, we need to work on our communication tactics. Anyhow, everyone, check your things. Bandage your wounds if you got hurt, and get some sleep. And I
Where are
will.
those things?
They're called. I knew what they were when you said there was a red glow and a green glow.
I kept fucking mixing it up, and that pisses me off to no fucking end. Shit. I think I fucked it up again at the end anyways. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I knew what they were.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to see the picture.
You have an encyclopedic knowledge of the Fiend Folio. I have accepted this.
Of the monster books, yes,
Actually,
I
this
do.
is the
And
creature catalog, but same difference.
I know. I know. I knew exactly what it was and which book it was in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Think I ran it okay? It has a flight speed listed, but I didn't see flying in the power, so I said, fuck it, I'll give this flight and add some XP to it.
I haven't used that one much, so I'd have to give myself a refresher course. But certain details just instantly clicked.
Uh-huh.
All right, so off-world doors. Next time when you're guarding a door, let the dungeon master know that you have knocked an arrow. You haven't drawn, but you've knocked. That way.
Sorry.
Now, don't be sorry. This is a learning thing. That way, you have an arrow. It's the back end is placed against the string. It's up against your bow. That way, all you have to do is draw and release, instead of possibly reaching into your quiver, grabbing an arrow, and 2-second delay. Not a big deal. But if the dungeon master knows that you have an arrow knocked, you're that much closer to letting that shaft fly.
All right.
That said, dungeon master, I am going to reload my crossbow and treat the arrows.
Okay.
The bolts.
What are you treating it with?
Giant wasp venom.
Okay, giant wasp venom. Duly noted. Mark off those doses.
I already have.
Party, is anyone doing anything else before they go to sleep?
Check on your bird the next time you go out.
Alright.
Umber will be
Mama is
healing.
checking on the birds. Mama, roll 1d20.
Okay.
Hey, Grills, have Mama roll a d20.
Mama needs to roll a d20 for what?
Checking on the birds.
Checking out the birds.
Perception check.
Yeah. They're making fun, Mama.
I need to roll a what?
A d20 for your perception check to see if you. Yeah. I'll have her get around to that. Yeah.
Borgov would like to look if there's any kind of alcohol around.
Well, me, do you have alcohol in your thing? I know you've got that thing of Surseldorf hidden away somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's in my room. There should be it's debatable how much of it's left, but there should be a cask of ale in the main room.
Borgov's looking for like a pint of something to down before heading back to sleep.
Well, there's like a flagon of ale. You want to try that?
He sniffs it before or taking a swig.
Smells fine. Tastes like ale. You prefer the hard stuff. Surseldorf. Yeah, that exists in this world. It's called the same shit. I'm lazy. Sue me.
Umbra will be healing Scorpius.
Alright, dice your healing then, Umbra.
Four. Alright, doing my last.
Yeah, those things are nasty. They actually have extra damage versus elves.
Now, aren't they technically undead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know, I honestly feel bad to even take XP for something that he didn't even participate in.
Alright, duly noted. Borgov is forfeiting his XP for tonight.
All right, more for the rest of us.
I'm joking, Vader.
So
No, you were
was
there,
I.
man. You were ready to interact. If there had been a horde of skeletons coming through, you would have been like, oh, fuck everything, and started swinging. That's what allows you to count. Hell, fucking Xavier dragged Scorpius's body away from a fire from a bunch of paralytic spiders, and he still got XP for that.
All right. Hey, yeah, Lydia, you didn't get poisoned.
I think I would prefer to get poisoned than have
mean,
my
you didn't
damage
get-
fucked with.
You did get spell whammied, but you didn't get poisoned. All right. So
Funny
Dungeon
enough, they
Master.
do have a paralyzing effect for things, but elves are immune, so they just do straight up extra damage.
So the Korra may know what these things were.
He's never fought them before.
Okay.
You may add as off-world knowledge, of course, the weird. How do you pronounce
Weird.
it? Weird.
Weird.
W-I-R-D.
W-Y-R-D. Yeah.
Normal
They're from
and
the-
greater. Creature catalog.
Yeah, we snuffed the greater and
Uh-huh.
knocked the crap out of his minions.
His minions saw him fall. in the minute-
I-E-R-D.
W-Y-R-D.
His
They're
minions.
Doing other.
They're like the elf equivalent of ghouls.
Cloak, dude. W-I-R-D.
That was
Reader.
what. Actually, no, I won't say it.
Lesser. There we go.
Okay. So Dungeon Master, after my crossbow is taken care of, I'm going to go back to the room, close the door from the inside, of course. I imagine Kassan is awake, and I'll let her know that it's all taken care of. Some pesky, foul things. They're gone now. Except for, I think I left a dead one on the roof. I'll take care of that in the morning.
Jazeel doesn't. Alright. I think I
What?
fucked up the date. So it was day 42 at the start of session. Y'all traveled to the Mead's Keep. Sleep. Okay, so that was day 43. Actually, you started
Lock
the
the
study
door.
days.
Okay, while you're doing
I
that
got
hard Kentucky math. Oh,
I'm got it.
okay.
Sorry. Actually, no. Why the fuck am I sorry? I did that quickly. Funny enough, the lesser wards go back into the monster list to be used later. The greater ward's dead, though. GG.
Yeah, we'll take care of them too. They know who burned their ass.
They certainly won't be coming back around.
I
Okay,
think they'll
and-
look for easier pickings.
At this point, party, y'all will go back to sleep, and this did occur at midnight, so, seriously, the day ticked over while you all were fighting. At daytime, light will shine upon day 49 of your, whatever the fuck it is, of Denalia. Party. Y'all will awaken at various times. No one gets any HP back from sleeping because you didn't get the full 8 hours because midnight. What are y'all doing at this time?
All right. Is breakfast ready yet?
Okay, so Kasam will, get up and start prepping breakfast. Jazeel is outside eating his breakfast already. He left it on the roof for him, so, he had to fly up
Oh,
there,
you
but
found that? Okay, good.
Hey,
he smelled blood.
are we
You found
using
that
the are we using our rations and getting those out of the way?
No.
I mean, Borgov, you can eat whatever you want. Just be sure to mark it off your character sheet. A dagger, probably going to have some intestinal issues, but hey, try it in session.
All right, Mama.
I mean, there are those goats that just eat anything. Right?
All right, Dungeon Master. While breakfast is cooking, I'm going to get Lightning Bolt back. That'll take 9 minutes.
Okay. Line minutes, yeah. 9 minutes, got it.
9 minutes. And hey, companions, after we eat, I need a little bit of time before we hit the road. Not long. Less than an hour. You'll all enjoy it.
Alrighty.
Maybe an hour. We'll see. Anyhow, and now your Akora meat is gonna sneak off for a smoke. No, Grillzilla is sneaking off for a smoke. Akora meat is going to play with the baby until breakfast is ready. Woohoo!
Ember is going to help
No, I
breakfast
can't use
if she
that.
can.
Okay. Should I use the dragon? Nah, I don't think we're ready for the dragon yet.
Hey,
Once-
Double M.
Yeah, huh?
Putting equal time between the 3 thief skills I put in that 6-day time skip, how many points would I be able to allocate into each of them?
Hiding in shadows, moving silently, and opening locks. Sparring with Borgov for about a week. I'll allow you to put 5 in each if you wish.
Alrighty, thank you.
Ember, once done helping cook and eat food, she'll go pray.
Okay, put it in actions for the round. The number of spells, the order of them, the quality of them also.
Yeah. Not sure how long it's gonna be doing that. You said less than an hour. Fuck it, they can wait.
Okay.
3 level 1 spells, okay. Alright, moving time along. Breakfast will be
Okay.
served. It is... Let me check, actually. How is it? Yeah, pretty good.
I'm hearing Ember, Kassan are good cooks. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, basic. Oh, actually, that's a good point.
Make
I
a
rolled for
good
Kassan's
combo.
cooking. How's your doing? Yeah, you and Kassan are on the same fucking wavelength.
We make bite cooks.
wings.
Me and Kassan make a great combo. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so party y'all will eat your fill. Chromie, you'll get those first 9 minutes for that, obviously, while breakfast was being made.
Okay.
Umbra, are you doing the first level spells before or after you help cook?
After I help cook.
Alright, after. So how long do you need to Chromid?
I'm going to need a total of 1 hour.
1
Because
hour.
Dungeon Master, I'm going for memorizing Stone Skin, and after I memorize it, I'm slapping it on somebody.
Okay.
I've got Borgov, Dorez, and Umbra to put it on, and then, of course, I've got 2 open slots, so memorize.
Okay. Party, you will get your hour of necessary time. So who's getting
Okay.
Stone Skin? Make sure
Actually,
you get...
Borgov, Dorez, Umbra, you get a Stone Skin. You get a Stone Skin. You get a Stone Skin. Everybody gets a Stone Skin.
Party, make sure you mark
That's
that
right.
off, otherwise I will apply damage through it, because I forgot, and you forgot.
That's
Double
right.
M.
Mm-hmm.
When Ember is there with her 45 minutes, she wants to heal and then go back to praying.
Okay, you may dice that healing.
But see, Scorpius got hurt last night, so I doubled it up on Scorp. But
Scorpius get another 3. I think he's still down, so we'll do it one more time.
and I don't know what y'all have left, so I just made sure I laid one on everybody.
Scorpius plus 10
I'm gonna roll.
HP from Umbra healing. Umbra, you going for a 3?
Another 2. So
Oh.
30 minutes.
Okay, going for another 30 minutes of prayer. Okay, so Chromid, you'll go around and give people their stone skins, and
Okay.
Umbra is still praying by the time you are done.
All right, in that case, I'm going to go for one more for good old Jaziel.
Yeah. I should probably figure out when Jaziel loses some stone skins, because you can imagine he doesn't just find a nice pile of hay to sleep in at night. He's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, he's getting one now.
Alright, so
And
mark
I'll
that off for
move on.
Chromid. I'll tell you when that gets removed. Alright, Vader,
All
you
I'm
were saying
hearing
something?
is I have to roll during the night.
Hey, Scorpius is healed.
It was, but it slipped my mind what I was gonna say.
Oof.
Since we have spent time practicing our skills, am I allowed to allocate points now?
Uh-huh. Okay, you may allocate up to 5 points in any of the categories I said you could practice in. Not those 3 that I said would not work. The others, yes.
Oh,
So
and
you can
Dungeon
put 5
Master,
here, 5 there, 5 there, just not more than 5 in any one.
just for a note, Dungeon Master, I'm leaving my pet cart at the keep and telling Kassan exactly what it is.
Her eyes kind of widen, and she's like, are you sure this thing is safe to keep here?
As long as the magic isn't dispelled. So we're going to leave it outside and just make sure you feed it every day. Just a little bit. I'll try and get a tank for it. A bowl or something.
Wait, is this? What is this?
Crummy, there's gonna be someday
It's a carp.
Oh,
Yeah,
that card.
It's a carp.
one of these days
My husband made a
something's gonna get dispelled for some reason. One of these days.
Yeah, Kassan's eye twitches ever so slightly, but she, shakes her head and gets back into it, and yeah. So you're keeping it outside of Coromade?
In the shade. But yeah.
The shade of what? It's a desert. Like,
Don't
I
we have
don't
a
mean to be a
stable?
dick here, but
Don't we have a stable out there somewhere?
honestly, I
No.
never put one on the map, so I'd assume not. Like, y'all put it up against the thing, basically.
Well, then I'll put it in the southwest room,
Southwest
So-
room.
since that's currently unoccupied.
Ah, good. The T-Rex room, just in case.
The T-Rex
Put it in
room.
the trapped room with the wall.
No.
One, two.
Because then,
Southeast.
when the T-Rex gets dispelled, it will set off the trap. Also, it will shoot
Exactly.
through the fucking ceiling, but moving forward.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll find something better. I'll have to build a
Well,
little
if Cronweed
lean-to.
finds his keep and it looks like a worm has burrowed through
Hey,
it, he has
Jurassic
2
Park.
guesses. There'll be Noah's Ark, but with 1 dinosaur, and a very pissed off Kassan. Alright. Well, yeah.
think
Kurumi
Kassan's the
Kassan,
scariest part of
she's very lovey, like, wish you didn't have to go, but you get the deal.
We gotta go get the supplies, and you're safer here with your defenses, with Smasher, and the staff. So
The card.
the door's shut. All right. So I
Okay.
will, after Umbra has finished with prayer routines and whatnot, then we will mount up.
I mean, if you think about it, that would be a good last resort thing. Just have a bunch of just summon a T-Rex out of a carp.
Hey,
Like you're
you
about to
said
die.
this is a +2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if nothing else, it negates your non-proficiency penalty. And I don't know if you're proficient yet.
At this point, Borgov, you may assign a singular proficiency, like I said, in out of character.
There you go. You're +2 to hit.
Okay.
Oh,
So, did you... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did Acromede include a scabbard for it?
Yes.
Very well.
I mean, I wouldn't put a proficiency in it since he's just loaning it to you.
Well, Borgov trained with it and asked if he could do that, so there you go.
That's debatable, and I'm not going to debate it.
The bastard sword I have from the demon.
Uh-huh. It's kind of
Sheathing
funky,
that.
but it's a bastard sword. It's like, you're proficient with this, yeah. It looks weird as hell, but it feels and works like a bastard sword.
That's not quite what I brought up. Sheathing it.
Yeah, you
Does
didn't
it
have
fit
a sheath
in a
for it.
normal sheath? Does it
It's a
fit in a
lightning
normal?
bolt. What do you think, Umbra?
I wanted to ask for a reason. I'll have to get that custom made then.
Alright.
I think you're better off just having it hooked directly to your pants at that point.
I will. I will for now. I'll have it like hooked to me, or I'll just have it in my hand idly. But
Well-
like I'll think of something.
Look, Umbra, you got a demon sword back.
Exactly.
And it's +1.
Still not
Uh,
happy about it.
It becoming a bastard sword? No, fine, I'll throw in another
Yes.
+1 longsword at some point for you, Scorpius. Happy now?
I want to get it fairly, and I got it fairly, and then he just, is one of them a
Sorry.
bastard sword? And then he just, no, it's a bastard sword.
Hey, fair enough. Tell you what, if you want, both of you dice percentage, and that will determine if this thing morphs into a longsword or not.
No. It's already done.
Alright. Okay, moving forward, party. I believe we were waiting on Umbra to finish her prayer.
Hey, I have a question, strategy-wise. Should I have Philip leave his short sword and replace that position with the long sword?
It's up to you.
Well, Umbra, you will get your spells back, and at this point I'm having everyone mount up and we'll hold on that until Vader is done with his question.
Yeah, I didn't understand the question.
Did you put a proficiency in the short sword?
Yeah.
And you're asking if you take that out to put it in the long sword.
No, you only have so much hip space. I'm debating whether or not I should just leave the short sword behind so that there's less
You have 2
sword
hips.
swinging. Yeah, but he also has...
You can put 2
That's
swords on one side.
Oh?
Yeah.
One above the other. Now, you can't keep doing it, otherwise you're going to run out of hit pretty soon, but...
Yeah, 2 is pretty much the limit.
Past 2, I'd give you like a minus to dex, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, not only that, he has to carry his two-hander.
His polearm.
He has, his polearm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's pretty much in hand, or he's dropped it. So, if he uses that for the first attack, that gives him the reach for initiative, and then drops it and draws sword, yeah, he should be in good shape.
Okay. Any further questions before we move forward? Okay, so moving forward at this time, party heading back towards the road to the south at 2 miles per hour. I should really just cheat sheet myself this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Oh, Double M, I'm really glad that you have that compulsive habit of figuring up the XP based on the chart in the DMG, because the stuff in Creature Catalog doesn't sync with Advanced.
No, it don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So, that's at 2 miles per hour. Okay. So, at this point, I have the party moving on out at 2 miles per hour, headed down south. Let's see what they find. Huh. Well, party, you all will have been traveling for... Should I use it again? Fuck it, I'll use it again. Alright.
There's a cat at Dead Cat Rock.
Basically,
I knew it.
yes.
I knew it.
There's a fucking cat on the rock, and Scorpius, it's the same one. You can feel it. There are white patches of fur where you've stabbed it or strangled it.
I'll call a halt. Scorpius, do you want this, or do you want me to just blast this thing?
You can blast it all to hell.
Okay.
Oh no, it's gonna lose another life.
Was that what that noise was?
Can't we just leave it
Crowley,
alone?
what are you casting? I should point out the cat is bushy-tailed at this point, like it heard you and understood you.
Why can't we just leave it alone?
I would like to point out I tried to leave that damn thing alone last night.
Oh, you poor misbegotten bastard. Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. Okay, go ahead and dice it.
Okay, this is looking more like it.
Jesus.
We
Door is
lost.
disconnected.
You're lightning bolting a cat.
32.
Now, don't pretend you wouldn't lightning bolt one of the fuckers if you could.
That thing shifted into a goddamn dog-sized crap.
39 hit points of damage.
39 hit points of damage. Okay, I should point out, Acromede, like, it's pissing at you as you start to cast, and it's getting bigger, guys. It's bigger than a medium-sized dog. Anyway, it does take those 39 hit points of damage. And then it charges. Dice initiative.
Crossbow.
Okay, Scorpius crossbow.
My god. Well, this thing's at its last life. This thing's gonna fucking decimate.
4. The initiative is 4.
Initiative is 4, duly noted. Rope and draw sword. Polearm set to receive.
He said he was charging.
It's a fucking cat.
You're on the
Okay,
back
you-
of a
okay,
Okay,
wagon.
about the
Yeah,
size of a
it-
large dog at this point, but still.
If it took 39 hit points of damage and fucking just and charged us after that, yeah, that's a fucking large cat.
That's true, yeah.
I need to go talk to my temple after this. I need to go double check something.
Somebody needs to remove curse spell at this point. I think.
No, it's not. I think I know what's going on, but I also don't at the same time. I don't know if I'm allowed to attack this thing.
This
The
is
simplest
by
way to put it.
Alright,
I don't
Dora's
think
with the
I'm allowed
magic
to do
arrow.
anything.
Acromede with the rope draw sword. Bolgrove with the polearm set to receive. Umbra confused Scorpius crossbow. Okay, Umbra, I'm waiting on your action. Okay, Umbra RPing for the round. Well done. Okay. Scorpius rolled a hit. 17 at 6th.
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look. So 17 at 6th level fighter, 17. You may not dice your damage as the arrow hits it and bounces, and it continues forward. Oh. Did my voice just die? Fuck.
Well, that was in character for Scorpius. This is some bullshit.
I cut out a voice. I am back now. Can you all hear me?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
Voice died at literally the worst time. I'm like, yeah, the arrow bounces. And then,
Okay.
voice cut out. So, what'd you
Now-
say? Fuck in character? Or this is some
This
bullshit?
is some fucking bullshit. He watched his arrow just bounce off.
Alright. At this point, Dora has rolled a hit.
God,
A
I had
3?
things I wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't think
could've-
that hits. 3 at 4th
Four.
level with magic arrows.
Yeah, that is a miss.
Don't you have
Pardon?
dexterity?
Huh?
Your dexterity.
Yeah, I have a 16, which is a +1.
And your magic arrows. We never got them identified.
Borgov, you're
Yeah, we
switching
never-
to there. Okay, at this point, Acromede, you've barked out the command word as Doors is firing his thing. The rope snakes around the cat and catches it, and there's a lot of rope and not as much cat, but yeah.
Okay.
It's struggling on the
thank
ground,
God,
hissing
wait, no,
and
I can-
spitting and fighting the rope at this
I'm
point.
just gonna look over my shoulder at Scorpius, and then back at the cat.
I have
Maybe
Can we
Giselle would
talk
like to
to it or
have a
something?
fresh kill.
Umbra
Well-
will speak out.
Would you
Guys.
What?
Let me try something.
Okay.
Can you speak with that
I'm
thing?
gonna. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Oh my god.
So, Umbra, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get off the wagon and move towards it slowly.
Alright, you're walking towards it. It's rolling around in the sand. Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
This cat was a
I'm
tabby,
going
now it looks
to-
sandy.
I'm gonna try and cast Speak with Animal on it.
Okay, give me a second to check that out.
Because I'm not sure if it's gone past normal animal. And it's a monster now. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna test it. Let's see what happens.
Well, animals are monsters, but not all monsters are animals.
That is true. I don't know if this thing's been modified to the point where I can no longer speak to it. Is the thing.
Duration 2 rounds per level. VS range 0. Testing time. One animal within a 3 10 seconds. All right. Non-fantastic creatures. Okay. Well, Umbra,
Yeah,
you
that's
will
what I was worried about.
finish your spell, and the cat's hissing and yowls change in your mind and form into the most unbelievable stream of expletives you've ever heard in your 600 plus years of life. This thing is cursing up a storm.
Yeah.
And mixed in is just several kills, and yeah, this thing's spitting mad.
Yeah.
Like, you remember your sword. Your sword would like this thing, because it also wants to kill everything.
Yeah. I had a plan. It's kind of just escaped me now. Fuck, what was I gonna say to this thing?
Well, guys, Umbra casts a spell and looks at the cat blankly for a few seconds.
I had a
Okay,
plan.
guys, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Can I just kill it now?
I've got sword in hand, Dungeon Master.
Sword in hand, duly noted.
I have a feeling this thing is not going to calm down enough so I can speak to it, though, is the problem.
Well, try it. Say my name. It might do something.
Okay. I'm going to try and speak to this thing, and I will ask it what its name is.
Okay, Umbra.
Why you're here again.
You speak to it, and it breaks off the hissing and cursing for like a second to look at you, and then goes right back to it.
Something like, what do you want?
Well, I know what it wants.
About why does it want it?
That. I know that as well.
You do?
Yeah. Like 90% sure. I'm gonna ask it how it keeps coming back. I feel like his voice died. He's typing. Or
No,
he's
my
just
voice
typing.
didn't go out, but I, Cat, what are you doing? Hush you. My cat is fighting with something under the bed. You find a bug or a mouse? I don't know what he's doing now.
Maybe you found the cat you made.
Alright, what I miss, people.
Umbra is making chirping noises with the local birds. Wait, hold on. Wrong story.
Okay, so Umbra is trying to communicate to it, I figured.
Umbra is making, like, meows and cat noises at it.
Okay.
And this thing is just spitting mad, and my cat has crawled up into my bed.
Umbra's gonna look back to you guys and say, this thing's obviously not gonna calm down, so I can't speak to it. I can try one other thing, but I think we all know this thing's gonna keep coming back to us.
Well, then one of you kill the damn thing so I can get my rope back and we can move on.
May I try one last thing, and then then you guys can do whatever you want.
Have a.
Alright. I figure this is not going to work the way I want it to, or anything like that, but I'm going to try it anyways. Umbra is going to How much is this thing like?
Hmm?
Here's a good here's a good way to ask this. It's on the ground, obviously.
Yes.
Do I look like I can get behind it?
You can circle around it, yeah.
Okay. How much is it? Like it? Could I, if I had to, right, and I put my hand on it, would it? Could I touch it without it scratching me or hurting me?
Try it in session, Umbra. Yeah, this thing is twisting around as much as a cat tied up in 50 feet worth of rope can be.
All right. I'm gonna start casting remove curse.
Okay.
Casting what?
Remove curse.
Let me check that one out. Remove.
I figured this is not gonna work the way I want it to, or anything like that. But it's
Who are
worth
you
a shot.
casting it on?
The cat.
You be thrice cursed.
Mhm.
I figured this is not gonna work the way I want it to, or anything like that. But you know what? It's worth saying.
You're gonna try. Okay.
I can at least say I tried. That way I can rule that out as a possibility.
Well, Scorpius, if whatever she's trying fails, would you please just dispatch that beast?
Okay. Umbra, you begin casting Remove Curse. Assuming
Has
no
this
one,
happened before?
assuming no one does anything special, Umbra, you will finish and be ready to place your hands on the thing to remove its curse.
I will have been behind it, I'm sure, right?
I'll allow you to have moved up so where you can like squat down and place your hand on it quickly. Really, you should, yeah.
I wanted to be behind it so it couldn't really see me and scratch me.
Well, actually, hold on. Range is touch, so you'd have to touch it to cast this.
I don't
I know.
think it can scratch you, but if you put your
Well-
hand too close to its mouth, it could probably bite you.
That's why I'm saying I want to be behind it.
Alright. So you go to like the small of its back and touch it over there, and it's twisting and trying to bite you and fighting the rope this whole time. And you will get your 36 seconds of kitty love, and you will cast Remove Curse, and nothing will change. It's still trying really hard to bite you, Umbro. And the whole while you can hear it cursing you out in every language you know, and every word in the book, and then some you didn't know existed.
Scorpius will get off the wagon,
You short
take out the
three
spear
legged
he had on the wagon, walk over, and proceeds to make the thing a pincushion.
What are you using?
The spear I kept on the wagon.
Alright. Well, you stab it with the spear, and the spear bounces.
Take out my fancy lightning bolt blade and proceeds to turn it into a pincushion.
Alright, the lightning bolt blade bounces.
Try that dagger of yours, Scorpius.
My sword is a +1 sword.
Yeah, Scorpius, it really wants your blood. It's actually like trying to wiggle its way over to you.
Alright, I will try my +3 dagger.
Alright. You hit it with the dagger, and the dagger bounces. It's like you're trying to touch the hide, and it just stops there.
I disbelieve.
Okay, what is your intel?
8 or it's either 17 or 18.
17,
Me
actually. I remember now, yeah.
It's 17.
Yeah, Chromite, as best as you can tell, this is real.
It'll only be damaged by magic?
Well, boss, it's all on you now.
All right.
And I just drag Umbra away.
I'll hop down off of Jaziel and walk over, sword in hand.
Okay, Chromite.
And I will stab it.
Okay, your sword. Oh no. +6. That means +6 to saving throws. Okay, so that sword literally cannot break on a crushing blow. Okay, good for you, man. Your sword bounces.
Give it a bunch of light stabs, in case it's got multiple stone skins.
Yeah, okay, how many stabs are you going for?
12.
Alright, 12 stabs later, and it's infuriated, but it's not dying.
No blood.
No blood. You're not piercing it anymore.
All right, put the sword away. Magic missile.
Alright, dice your damage.
Oh god, what have we made?
So, 8, 10, 12, 17 hit points of damage.
You kill it. It bits
How
of
many
cat go
magic
everywhere.
missiles was that?
Recall the rope.
Okay, well done, party.
Hey, at a glance, how many missiles was that?
You don't know. You're not a magic user, so you've actually
What?
never counted magic missiles before.
Okay, I'm gonna tell party. That thing didn't have stone skin. If it did, it had a shitload of them.
What have you guys made?
I don't know, but it's still susceptible to spells.
I think I need to talk to my goddess. Or at the very least, I need to go to my temple.
Jaziel, are you hungry?
Jaziel sniffs at the body and shakes his head no.
Wait,
Foul looking, huh?
boss,
Yes.
does stone skin not get triggered by magic?
No, it does not. Well, it depends on the magic. Stone skin protects you from the mundane. Now, if the magic mimics mundane in the way it damages, then it protects. But otherwise, no, it doesn't.
And remember, that's knowledge you cannot use on Kohal.
What is Kohor?
All right, Dungeon Master. Let's see. Did I shoot this thing?
No,
I don't think I did.
you lightning bolted it.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so my crossbow is still good. Rope is recalled. Sword is sheathed. Mount back up on Jaziel. And while I'm doing that, I'll lean in to his ear and say, if that thing shows up again, we may have a time. And with that, Dungeon Master, I'll look to see if the rest of the party is mounted on the wagon. If they are, we'll continue to travel.
Hmm.
And the music.
Scorpius.
Bitch.
Borgov asked you something.
Scorpius didn't say anything. Did he ask me something in in-game chat?
No, it wasn't an in-game chat, I don't
Okay.
think. No.
I was replying to you stating something
That was out of
stupidly
character.
obvious. As
Yeah, she was out of
replying
character
in
later.
character, joking.
All right.
I was muted this whole time. God fucking damn it.
Yeah, I wondered what you were being so quiet for there, Double M.
Eh,
I thought it was
what
Mike died again.
When's the last
Okay.
time I said something?
I blew the cat into chunks.
Fuck.
Yep.
That was a while back. Alright, yeah. You blew it into chunks, and I've been laughing my ass off over here.
Oh, no,
what
it was
essentially
after that. I asked Jaziel if he was hungry, and he shook his head at it.
Ah, that's right. Okay, not so much then. Well, still laughing my ass off at it.
Damn it,
Party,
I
did
stabbed
you-
it. I
Go ahead.
stabbed it 12 times with a +6 sword.
Yeah, you did. That's the wrong roll.
I
It's
haven't.
either sharp things that don't work on it, or melee doesn't work on it anymore.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
None of us have blunt weapons.
I
so we
shot
can't
it
test
with an arrow. Didn't work. Stabbed it. Didn't work.
Sharp things may not work. Maybe blunt or just magic might work on it now.
I don't know, but if a +6 sword stabbing doesn't work, then you can pretty much forget anything stabby.
Well, boss, if it ever appears again at the keep, like it did the last 2 times, we could just catch it and, you could have a guard for the house now.
That thing is never going to work for us.
That thing is way too
And if it
Angry.
keeps upgrading, the rope might not work on it. I don't know.
I think I seriously need to go to my church.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it has to have like what, 4 lives left?
How many times have you killed it?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, do you know what this is?
It was a cat.
Yeah.
This might be
but
the
how do you-
4th or 5th time.
Well, anyhow, keep track of its deaths. And Umbra, when you go to your temple in regards to this thing, take Scorpius with you and get him evaluated. See if there's a curse that's... It could be a greater curse, for all I know.
Yeah.
So
I'll
hold
take
on.
a look.
Did Scorpius kill some random cat and then
Cat, demon
Came
cat. I guess this, no, this would be the 3rd death then.
No, it's been more
More
than 3
than-
deaths.
Borgo,
It's
it's
died twice on the
weird
roof.
story.
It died the first time you broke its neck. And it just died now. That's at least 4. And I thought there was another.
I thought so too. Don't remember when though.
I think we've killed it at Dead Cat Rock at least 3 times now. I'm pretty sure it's died at least 5 times. Anyhow, we're traveling, Dungeon Master.
I know. I could listen to y'all think about this every day. This is great. Okay, give me a second to look up the next encounter. Okay, these things, I remember them.
And somebody buy some damn catnip when we hit town.
is that common knowledge?
Yeah, that's fairly common.
What, catnip?
Buy some damn catnip, and if we see the thing, throw it at it.
Do we really want a high demonic unattackable cat?
God damn.
Or would you rather have a not high, unattackable?
Well, then
demonic
save it for the 9th time, and maybe it will get distracted while we marshal enough firepower to bring it down. But right now, none of your arrows or swords are doing shit to it. Which means it's down to me and my rope and my spells.
And I
I'm
can't
sure
freeze it
Giselle
'cause
could
it's
hit it.
not.
Who could what?
I'm sure Giselle could hit it.
I'm not so sure of that at this point.
At this point, it's either blunt weapons or it's magic. And I
Yeah.
can't use hold person on it because it's not humanoid.
It's not a person.
So I can't freeze it. So even if the rope doesn't work, I can't freeze it, so you don't have, it's just going to be out.
So unless you have some other paralytic spell,
I don't. I'm trying to think of anything I have that could deal with this.
oh, I've got another way to deal with it, but it's risky.
I could sit here and listen to this all day. That being said, is there any other
Wait.
content to the conversation, or are we moving time forward?
Well, move time forward, Dungeon Master, please.
Wait, can I try something?
Oh my god. Sure, Vader, what's up?
So, Borgov goes up to the corpse and pokes it with his
Oh no,
pole
you've been
arm.
moving for a few minutes now. Are you going back to poke at the corpse?
Sorry, that was not clear.
My
Well,
apologies.
what was your idea?
Poke at it to see if, upon death, it still has this weird property. Then use the hammer side of the pole armor to see if blunt damage would do anything for the corpse.
Well, test that out the next time we kill it.
Okay. So at this
You know
point,
what?
party, y'all will start to travel for a few more hours. It will be about lunchtime, and you can see the road glittering in the distance. I have mentioned that the roads here glitter, and I'm mentioning it
Yeah.
again because we have Vader with us.
Yes, you have. All right. Y'all
So-
want to eat while we ride or stop?
Very good, Grills. Yes, it is midday, lunchtime.
I would rather put as much distance between us and that damn cat.
Oh, I don't think distance is a factor here. But very well, you two take turns driving and eating. And Dungeon Master, I don't have to drive. I've got a self-driving horse.
Indeed. Well, party. Y'all will make it to the road, and you'll notice, from the west, some, now they aren't armed and drawn and ready to attack like this, but they look like that. Large elephant people. Twin swords and a mace at their side. And they are wearing helmets, and they appear to be talking and gesturing while holding a large map. And one of them does look over and see you and waves.
Out of character, I think I know what these things are.
I'll rein in the party, and with my right hand, raise it high above and wave back.
Well, party, they are ahead of the road where you're planning to go, assuming you're headed to Rinvera. Are you stopping to talk to them, or moving forward?
Okay, they're between us and Rinvera?
Yeah, like, they're on the section of road that would lead to Rinvera, but they're on the other side of it, if you will. They're not on the road itself. I need to be clear here, don't I?
So they're on the north side of the road.
No, you approach the road from the north, they're on the south end of it.
I thought we came from the south.
No, Coromid's Keep is to the north of the road. You headed south from the keep to get here, so you hit the road from the north.
We hit the road from the north, so Rinvera is to the what?
Rinvera's
West?
to the east. Yeah.
Are they on the west road? Eminem.
The west road? So now you hit that T intersection, they're at the south end of it.
What T intersection?
Between
Our
like,
path to the road.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Apologies.
Okay,
That means
so-
anything. I have zero idea what geography is going on.
Okay, so they have come out of the desert opposite the direction we're coming out of the desert.
Essentially, yeah. You all converged at the road at the same time, more or less.
Okay, party, let me go forward to Palaver with them. How many of them do there appear to be, Dungeon Master?
There are 2 of them.
Alright, I'll dismount and walk forward.
Well, you'll approach, and one guy will elbow the other, and the guy at the map, parchment, whatever he's got, puts it away. And they put their trunk, their front paws, if you will, or whatever, their legs together and do a subtle bow.
Okay, I will respond with a right fist in left open palm and bend 45 degrees at the waist while watching them.
You all bow to each other, and they say, "Greetings." Well, the one on the left speaks. I am, and I can't be asked to think of a name for this guy right now, but he'll say some exotic, elephantine-sounding name.
Prince
The other
Lane.
introduces himself as another exotic elephantine name.
Well met. I am a Coromid.
Greetings, Akromid. We were out
Greetings.
here trying to figure out what happened to the map. I don't suppose you all have any information about it. Seems it changed since the Blood Moon.
Yes. From what I understand, the world changes drastically whenever a blood moon occurs. My own keep has been displaced out into the desert. Rinvera lies this direction, and I will gesture with the appropriate hand. I know not what lies down the road in this opposite direction, and I'll gesture with that hand.
Good news, we did come from that direction as well. If you follow that road, it intersects, but it's a fair travel, on foot at least. Then it goes to an intersection north and south. North is Oasis, south is a place called Iron Keep that we have not visited before. At least that is what the men of Oasis say.
Well, the men of Oasis. Let's see.
Very
My
strange,
keep-
that city is bigger than it used to be.
My keep lays in the direction behind me.
See, I told you the E was for someone's keep. It could have
It
been for
is.
anything.
And we are not especially welcoming unless those that come are friendly.
Understood. We are friendly, but we shall keep our distance nonetheless. Our own city is displaced as well, and we are trying to regain our bearings. Like how we ended up in a desert.
And how far would you say it is to Oasis at this point?
Definitely more than the rest of the day's travel if that's something that concerns your group, although those who travel with a nightmare are reputed to not care about pesky things such as monsters that crawl in the night.
Yes, those things rarely concern me. So, Dungeon Master, let me make sure I got this right. Oasis is we came from the north. Renvera is what direction at this point?
So Renvera, you came from the north, you hit the road. Renvera lies to your east. Technically southeast,
And this
because the
guy,
road slopes south.
guy is telling me that Oasis lies to the west.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
that
first
would
you
be
go
the
west, then you take the road north when it intersects.
But it's going to be more than the daylight we have remaining.
Mm-hmm. Probably into the next day as well, depending.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your information. I had not traveled that way yet. My party will be headed to Renvera.
Yours as well, Ikrormead. I hope our paths cross again.
Well, if you are traveling to Renvera, are you accommodating to traveling with others who simply wish to reach a destination unmolested?
Sadly, the larger cities do not take well to our kind. We will not be headed there, but we appreciate your information.
Are you just seeking information of the lay of the land, or would you trade?
Depending on what was being offered, but we have no immediate needs at this moment. Is there something you seek to trade?
Well, there are supplies I need to acquire. Mundane, simple things for the upkeep of my holding. But if you were to seek to trade with them, I think I could persuade them to barter fairly on your behalf.
We will consider your offer. Good day to you. And they will again do their bow.
I'll return my version.
At this point, they are headed over towards the west.
Okay, so wait, that's away from Renvera.
Mm-hmm. No, they're headed back towards the Oasis / Iron Keep is what they called it.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to my party and give them a rundown of that and mount back up. We're headed to Renvera.
Okay.
Like, I can't even keep track of your verbal instructions.
Oh yeah, no. Consider these things are elephants, and I will give you a tiny bit of offer. No, actually I won't. I need to get better at that.
And Dungeon Master, can you give me at least a partial map at some point, since I do have that whole photographic memory thing going on?
Some of this will be off-world knowledge, others not so much.
Yeah, I don't need it right at the moment. But, yeah, once I get back to the party and give them the rundown, then we're going to continue, because with this information, this is a supply run. As much as I want to go to the... All right, Renvera's to the east. As much as I want to scout out the west and get that information, getting the supplies, spending the night, and getting those supplies back home and continuing with our own stuff seems to be the more important thing.
Indeed. Alright, give me a minute. I have to calculate some distance now. 1, 2... I should do it like this. 1, 2, 3... Okay.
Ah, okay.
I apologize if I haven't described that as well as it could, especially the road to Renvera.
Okay. Gotcha.
Boss?
Well, since I know where we're at on this map, we're going to go with the plan, but next time it's going to be different.
You think we can get a bricklayer to deal with that hole in the wall?
Crap.
It's a whole wall missing.
Yeah, I forgot to bring one of those extra gems so that we could possibly import somebody for that. But unless we find a bricklayer with a miasma gem that can come out, fat chance. But
We could always go and see what the pricing is at the very least.
True. But anyhow, Dungeon Master, we are going to continue our journey to Rindera.
Alright, continuing to Rindera. What speed is the party moving?
Once we hit the road, 2.5 miles an hour. And I gotta pee again. I'm sorry.
Alright, we'll probably be ending session as we hit Rindera. 2.5 miles per hour, the man said. That's what the man said. That's what he said. He said that. So. And then for the final stretch. Okay. We'll wait for girls to get back, but party, you all will hit Rindera. It will be... Didn't I have you all take longer last time? I think I did. Give me a second. I closed the wrong thing. No, that was about right. Okay. Yeah, the party at this point... Y'all will make it to the city of Rindera. I wonder, maybe we can go for just a little bit while Umbra goes to her temple, or perhaps not. We'll see. Depends on if Grills gets back soon enough. Because I know that's on the agenda, and this is on the agenda. There's a lot of agendas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
bit of
I
a
have
slower
two.
session tonight, but hey, y'all fought some shit, and then there was some more shit, and then there were some friendly elephant people.
Oh, so you don't go till 12?
No, I don't. I can't do that. I get too tired. I mean, I do when we run into overtime, but...
It's a weekday.
Alright.
I have like 3 important things I have to do here.
I'll tell you what,
Or
write
4
them down
items.
so you know what they are before it, before you forget, and then you're like, wait, shit, what do I want to talk about? And no, I'm not calling anyone out at that. That's just the thing I do always do. Goodness, my thoughts escape me so much, I'm gonna call them cats.
I'm gonna pre-write it in actions.
That's a great
So I have
idea.
First
All right.
thing
I heard it's a great idea. And
Yeah, good things never accompany that.
that concerns me.
Y'all fought the cat, the word, the other cat. Did I forget anything? And I dropped. Again. That's a good thing I have rhythm going.
Cat twice?
Alright, I'm back. Dropped again.
Weird. No, I didn't think he dropped.
So yeah, y'all fought the cat, the words, the weirds, and the other cat, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'm gonna calculate the XP as party. You will hit Rindera. I'm saying this for Koromid's sake. And at this point, I'm gonna call session, because I'm tired.
Okay. So we did make it to Rindera. About what time is it?
It is... not even afternoon. You're creeping towards evening at this point. The last parts of afternoon going to evening.
Vader.
Okay.
What armor does Borgov wear?
Chain?
Okay, let's take a look at what we get.
Okay, good thinking there. What about Dora's? What kind of armor are you wearing?
Leather.
I'm wearing leather.
He's a thief, so he has to wear leather.
Okay.
Kind of.
But
Borgov,
we could put Borgov.
I was actually trading in my field plate for
He's a dwarf.
I'm trading in my field plate.
Better armor.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna trade in my field plate